ABC Sports presents high school football. Today's game is brought to you by Doan Ford, patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, WB Green, West 40 Auto Sales, Southeastern Med, Abels, Valentine Insurance, AMG Vanadium, Wayne Garage Door, Papa John's Pizza, Galaxy Pizza, 209 Tire, and Guernsey County Children's Services.
$75.55 to see the difference an Aris Collection window can make for you.
Do you really think that an insurance company who promises quotes in a few minutes has your best interest in mind? Do they really know you and what coverages you need? Hi, this is John Valentine with Valentine Insurance. We take time to learn about you and your insurance needs so you can feel comfortable that you're receiving the right coverages at the best possible prices. Find us on Facebook, stop by our office, or give us a call at 994-1776. Valentine Insurance, a partner you can depend on.
Are you looking for a career path with a growing company? AMG Vanadium is actively recruiting for its Cambridge and Zanesville plants. Come join a company with a strong environmental purpose and commitment to community. To learn more, visit AMG's website at amg-v.com/careers. AMG offers a competitive wage and benefit package. Applications are currently being accepted.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Parkway feed your team after the game. Hey, this is Shannon. You can create your pizza with all your favorite toppings or pick one of our specialty pizzas like the Super Hawaiian, the Philly Cheesesteak, the Works, or the Fiery Buffalo Chicken. Don't forget we also have chicken poppers, wings, breadsticks, and cheese sticks too. Call 740-439-PAPA. That's 439-7272 or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
This is Russ Abels. Summer's winding down, but did you know this is actually the perfect time to upgrade your air conditioning? Because at Abels, the end of the season means an amazing deal. Call us now. We have system financing, and with incentives and extra add-ons available, the savings really add up. It's a great opportunity. Our best offer of the season on a new high-efficiency system. Call Abels and save on your new air conditioning system right now.
Looking for new tires for your ride? 209 Tire in Cambridge should be your first stop. 209 is committed to high-quality customer service and offering competitive prices on top-of-the-line inventory, including Bridgestone, Cooper, Mastercraft, and so much more. Stop in 61074 Southgate Road in Cambridge and see Chuck and Brandy. They're open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or visit their Facebook page at 209 Tire.
Galaxy Pizza of Byesville and Cambridge features fresh-made dough and fresh-cut veggies on their products every day. Pizza and wings make the perfect combination for your game. Galaxy Pizza is happy to help with the sports preview and want to wish all teams good luck in the upcoming season. Enjoy the evening and enjoy their pizza. Galaxy Pizza, we're out of this world. Give them a call in Byesville or in Cambridge to place your order at 685-0744 or 439-0744.
When it comes to vinyl replacement windows, they are not all created equal. At Wayne Garage Door in Cambridge, our reputation for high standards and quality of products can be seen with our Aris collection of vinyl replacement windows. Combine the standard features an Aris window provides that installers don't have, along with our quality workmanships, and you have the best vinyl window to choose from for your home or business. Call us today at 740-439-7555 to see the difference an Aris collection window can make for you.
Are you looking for a way to make a positive difference in a child's life? Hi, my name is Alicia Mallett, and I'm the Foster Care Program Coordinator for Guernsey County Children's Services. There are children right here in your community who need a temporary or permanent home through foster care or adoption. Are you ready to be that home for them? For more information on how to become a foster or adoptive parent, please call 740-439-5555. The children in our community are counting on you.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? my eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio, I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
How can you select from insurance companies offering you lizards or ducks? When it comes to protection for your home and auto, you want a company that provides quality insurance products and personalized, fair, friendly claims service. WB Green Insurance represents Westfield Insurance. Their reputation is based on sharing knowledge and building trust. Westfield has been around the neighborhood over 150 years. WB Green Insurance welcomes the opportunity to quote your home, car, and business insurance. Don't be fooled by lizards and ducks. Call 439-1329.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. It is week 5 of the high school football season tonight on WILE 97.7 and streaming video on YPRtv, ABC's Facebook page, and Bill Kafury along with John Valentine tonight as the Cats have reached the midway point in the season. 3-1 tonight as they take on the Bellaire Big Reds at 1-3. Welcome, and JV, walking into the stadium tonight, it's a little chill in the air, although it's warm earlier, but this is what high school football season kind of reminds you of. Just the beginning of fall, you get to the game, it's warm, you leave the game, it's cold, and the crack of the pads all night long tonight as the Cats taking on the Bellaire Big Reds. This is a long rivalry. These teams have played a lot over the years, not always every year. But last year, a game at Bellaire, an afternoon game as they always are there, and the Cats got behind early and then panicked a little bit, I think, and ended up getting blown out 45-14. But it's a different Cambridge team this year and a very experienced Bellaire team with a new head coach.
A new head coach and still some really important starters back this year, but they definitely lost a few big players last year as well. So, yeah, the Cats actually had a 14-7 lead after the first quarter last year, and then the wheels just came off, as you mentioned. So, yeah, first-year head coach, Mark Bonar, longtime coach.
Not a first-year coach.
No, definitely not a first-year coach, but a first-year head coach for Bellaire. Spent 4 seasons at St. Clairsville, but has been around the block for a long time. What did he say, 47 years? I
talked to him before the game. I coached against him early in my coaching career. He was the baseball coach at Bellaire, and I was coaching at Cambridge, and he coached football, and I coached football, and so I got to know Mark a lot over the years at clinics and coaching, and he still looks and has the enthusiasm of a young coach, and that's why he's still back in it. He said, he didn't look for the job, and he wasn't planning on doing it, but, God spoke to him. He said, this is where you ought to be, back where you started, and that's where he's at. First year there, but he's been around the program and around the city and the school for a long, long time. Yeah, so for him, it's a natural step. Yeah. It's not like he's recreating the wheel or anything.
No, and not just him, but the name itself is.
And they have a pretty good team around him. He's got a lot of guys coming back. There's a very, very senior-laden team there.
And at important positions. We're going to get into that certainly as the game moves forward, but a lot of names you're going to hear are going to be senior contributors that real good athletes. Even though, they come in with a 1-3 record, that absolutely cannot be frowned upon because the 3 teams that they lost to have not lost a game yet. And 2 of them really, Bellaire had a chance to win. They really got outplayed against Fort Fry, could not stop that wing tee. But against Garraway, who we scrimmaged early in the season, they had a chance to win that, a couple turnovers and not putting the ball in the end zone at the end of the game. And then against Wheeling Central last week, they had the lead in the fourth quarter. So, they've had 3 really tough opponents so far. So the records mean nothing tonight. You better believe that Bellaire is going to be ready to go tonight.
Well, yeah, you have to kind of look at that and with a grain of salt. Garraway 4-0, and they lost that game by a touchdown. Wheeling Central 3-0, they lost that game by a touchdown. The only game that got away from them is the Fort Fry game. And, they can certainly dictate their own destiny with tonight's game and the rest of the season. The Bobcats, on the other hand, 3-1. But, again, their wins haven't necessarily been against teams that have done real well. Right. Indian Creek is 1-3 at this point. Coshocton 0-4. Meadowbrook at 1-3. And then Indian Valley that defeated the Cats a week ago, 2-2, and that's a deceiving record for them because that's a pretty good ball team.
For the same reasons that Bellaire's record is deceiving. They have played a very tough schedule and really were in the game with Dover in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter. So, Indian Valley, I don't know if Cambridge is going to see a team as good as Indian Valley is the rest of the season. They're going to have some opponents, tonight, and Union Local's going to be pretty good, and St. Clairsville at the end of the season. They still have some pretty tough games ahead, but I can't imagine anybody's going to be as strong as Indian Valley was last week.
Well, we talk about this being week 5, and when you talk about halfway point of the season, you can't think about that without talking a little bit about where teams are with the playoffs, revamped playoff system, so a lot more teams are going to be in, but you still would like to be in the top half of that so you can play at home.
Oh, absolutely. Home games are very important right in the playoffs. My goodness, Cambridge at this particular juncture sits at number 9. Now remember, the top 16 make it. The top 8 get 1 home game. The top 4 get 2 home games, and they sit at number 9 currently. Bellaire is in a little bit different situation that they've got to obviously get some wins. They sit at number 18 currently. So, they've got to definitely get some wins as the season's moving on here.
You're listening to our pregame brought to you by Mass Tire in Pleasant City here at McFarland Stadium tonight. Beautiful night for football. If you can't be here, I'm glad you've tuned us up as the Cats take on the Bellaire Big Reds. We want to thank some of our sponsors tonight: Wayne Garage Door, Galaxy Pizza, Papa John's, 209 Tire, Guernsey County Children's Services, and Doan Ford. We're going to step out for a minute, have a quick break. We'll be back with tonight's opening kickoff right after these messages.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons' Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
Welcome back, McFarland Stadium, and pregame winding down here, brought to you by Mass Tires. Cats and Military Appreciation tonight, an extended pregame to honor our nation's military, and a big flag on the field, and the Cats tonight wearing the camouflage jerseys, doing everything they can to make our job just a little bit harder.
It's not about us tonight, BK.
No, it is not.
It's Military Appreciation Night. You brought your binoculars.
I have my binoculars, and I'm going to delay a little bit tonight, a little longer, just so that we know numbers for sure. Although there's only one number we know tonight that's going to be different, and that's Caden Moore, number 12. Everybody else wearing the same number. That doesn't mean they're easier to see. They're just the same number we're used to. So we'll deal with that. The Bobcats are going to be kicking off tonight. And all of our kickoffs brought to you by Valentine Insurance on Southgate Parkway in Cambridge. And Bobcats, once again, have found another kicker. It just seems like there's a pipeline of kickers. And Cambridge and Lucas Parsons has stepped in this year and done an outstanding job, not only with his kickoff duties, but his field goals and extra point.
Very accurate for sure. And what I'm most impressed so far is his leg strength. I mean, when he first came on, wasn't able to kick the ball as deep as he has been this year for sure on those kickoffs. But that's a huge part of the game. You cannot give up on special teams.
Back deep, Ray Pettigrew. You better remember that name, number 22. He has got the wheels to get it done. Chance Mayfie on one side and Luca DiQuilla on the other. But it's Pettigrew the guy you're going to hear a lot of tonight. He gets the ball in a lot of different situations, plays both ways, but he can be a game breaker if you don't keep tabs on it.
Yeah, and even more so this year from an offensive perspective. They've really, in previous years, really just used him as the wideout and tried to get the ball to him in the air. This year he's actually getting a lot more rushes and bringing him. He's actually been in the slot, and they brought him in on some reverses, those kind of things. So you'll see his name on receiving yards tonight, I'm sure, and certainly some rushing yards.
Listed at 165 pounds, 5'11", but super quick and one of those breakaway threats. And here we go with our Valentine Insurance kickoff. As Parsons is ready, he waits for the call from the official. And this will be a squib kick, keeping it away right now, and that'll be one of the upbacks. Logan Edgar will take it right around the 40-yard line and up the right side. Good field position for the Big Reds as they'll start near their own 41-yard line.
Well, obviously, Ray's having an effect on the game already by the Cats not kicking the ball deep to him to start the game off. A little onside kick.
Yeah, Bobcats taking chances there. Big Reds will come out. Quarterback Jake Hetherington, the senior, with Pettigrew split out to his right, a little bit of motion, fires it out there on the right flat. He had a little cushion, catches it, and moves the sticks on his very first catch. As they just put him in a little shuffle motion, and he turned up the field, stopped, and the defense gave him a lot of room, and that'll be about a 12-yard gain and a first down and into Cat territory. Looks like they could do that all night long.
Yeah, and Hetherington, obviously, he's a 4-year starter, so he's obviously a smart guy, real good athlete, good baseball player as well. So, yeah, if you're going to give him 5-6 yards off the line, they're going to throw it to him all day.
Pettigrew in motion. Braden Roth, the deep back, off the left side, and he'll get nothing that time as Bobcats there to pull him down pretty quickly. Connor Mobilini among those on the stop. 2nd and 9. First drive of the evening. Hetherington, 6'2" senior, who's got a rifle for an arm, but he can run too. He broke the Bobcats back last year doing both.
Yeah, he's, again, a good athlete and a real good pitcher on the baseball team. We certainly are going to see him this year.
Offset eye again. Roth off the right side, made one guy miss at the line of scrimmage and then slides forward for a couple of more. Cody Quillen had a look at him in the backfield that time and slipped past him. Got about 2 or 3. It'll be 3rd and 7 for Bellaire from the Cambridge 46-yard line.
And Bellaire knowing coming into the game that, Cambridge got eaten up last week against Indian Valley, so they want to establish that line of scrimmage early.
They'll go out of the shotgun for the first time, 3 wide to the left. Hetherington snap goes right through his hands. He'll pick it up, hustle down the right side, and then throw it away. Nobody there. And throws it away down the right sideline. There wasn't anybody in that area, maybe the line crew over there.
Yep, and rule change this year in high school football. You can throw the ball away and not get intentional grounding. You do not have to have a receiver in the area.
A 4th and 7, Hetherington back to punt. Good snap. He'll look at it, step into it, left foot, high, floating kick that the Cats will let bounce at the 15-yard line. They'll take a couple of bounces deeper into Cat territory, but Cambridge with the defensive stop will end up on offense for the first time. 10-14 left here in the opening period. No score. And the Cats will take over at their own 12-yard line.
Huge way to start the game if you're Cambridge after last week giving up so many yards on the ground to Indian Valley. To be able to come up with the stop in that first series is huge.
We're going to have to double check Hetherington next time. How many guys throw the ball right-handed but kick it with their left foot?
He's their punter, and he's also their kicker as well. And that, obviously, he was trying to put it inside the 10, but he can boot it.
Cade Moore comes out. He'll go 5 wide, 3 set to the right side for the Cats for their own 12. He'll look left, fire that way, and have a man up the left sideline out to the 20 and across the 25-yard line. That's completed.
Cade Moore completes the first down pass.
Looks like Devin Ogle.
Devin Ogle. He usually draws single coverage over there, and that's the first down for the Bobcats tonight. All first downs brought to you by WB Green Insurance. Cambridge stays 5 wide again. They look to the sideline again. They've got Ogle over there. This time he'll pull up for a 5-yard gain.
Well, again, just like Hetherington and Ray, Moore and Ogle can do the same thing.
Working over there against Maurice Webb. And the sophomore giving him a bit of a cushion, and Cambridge will stay in that set again. 2nd and 6, and again, Moore looks that way, pump fakes it, but goes short again underneath. And had a man coming in underneath. That's got to be Stottsbury. Trey Stottsbury on the catch, a gain of about 3 more. So 3rd and 3 for the Cats from their own 33. And again, Cats will stay in that fast break offense. Moore quickly looks to the left side, fires it across, has his man, and that is Ogle on the deep end. And he'll pull that one in.
Here's the good news. Devin Ogle wears those bright yellow gloves, so we can see him pretty easily.
2nd first down of the night for the Bobcats. Another WB Green Insurance first down, and Cambridge is going to stay in that 5 wide set. This time looking to the 3 receiver side, and that's completed. Bo Stottsbury on the catch, and that'll be about a 5-yard gain. So right out of the chute, you and I were going to talk in pregame about all of the passing records that Cade Moore has, and every time he throws a pass, that's another record, apparently, huh?
Yeah, he's adding to it for sure.
2nd down and 6. And they'll run the 3 wide to the short side this time, and a flag comes in. And they'll wave it off.
He thought he counted 12. But
thought he counted too many?
Well, with all those camo jerseys, he's having the same problems we are.
Yep, they pick it up. So the Cats will stay 5 wide. Those 3 receivers switch to the left side here. 2nd and 6 from their own 47. Moore looks to that left side, fires it out into the flat, had a couple of men. That's completed underneath. Bo Stottsbury actually had 2 men in the same area. Bo Stottsbury underneath. He wasn't letting it get over his head, and he'll pull it in. And I think young Mr. Moore's got a streak going to start the game again. He's had an outstanding throwing percentage all year.
Yeah, all year for sure. 6 for 6 so far. That one, 2 offensive players in the area, but he also had a defender.
3rd and 2, 5 wide. Moore will keep it himself. Has the first down and then some inside the 45, down inside the 40 of the Big Reds, and another WB Green first down for the Bobcats as they are on the move. Cade Moore running the offense with great efficiency here in the first drive of the night for the Cats. Again, back to pass. Rush off the corner, knocks the ball away. The Cats are there to hop on it. Coming off of that right defensive end spot that time was Drew White. And he got around the corner and got a hand on the ball, and the Cats will lose yardage there back near the 47 of the Big Reds, making it 2nd and 16. 8-minute mark, still no score in this first period.
Caden was looking deep on that, tried to get an extra gear and get an extra step so he could launch it 50 yards in the air, and great play by the defender.
4-man rush, 5 wide. Again, out into the flat and breaking on the ball that time. Maurice Webb got a hand on it to knock it away, and Cats have gone to that short out several times. Webb's starting to bite on that. You know, Coach, just as well as I do, what comes next, right?
That's exactly right. And he better be ready for it, too. And I'm sure he is. He's giving him a little bit more cushion this time.
3rd and long. Moore again looks to his right, steps up in the pocket, down the field. Now he's going to tuck it and run across the middle of the field. 40, 35, still on his feet down near the 30, and that's real close to a Bobcat first down. He needed 16, and I think he got them all.
He got exactly 16.
Exactly 16, and another WB Green first down. Moore doing it with his arm and his legs here early tonight.
Look, that's the best part about spreading them out so much like that with 5 wide, that they cannot account for the quarterback running the ball up the middle.
Cats staying 5 wide here, 3 split left, as Moore will look back to the right side, fires it, intending, I think, Ogle to keep on coming across the middle of the field, and that lands short in front of him, incomplete. The 11th play of this drive that Cambridge started on their own 12-yard line, but it's only used up about 3 minutes.
Yeah, those pass plays will do that for sure, and consecutive first downs using that sideline.
So 2nd and 10, certainly 4 down territory for the Cats here, and they'll stay with 5 receivers. Moore looking left. Pump fakes it, now finds the man on the slant, and that looks like Bo Stottsbury, who has it close to the first down marker. And it will be just shy of that line to gain. Talking to Coach Bonar before the game, he's worn both hats on offense and defense this year, trying to call a little the offense and the defense. He entrusted it to somebody else against the Fort Fry. He said, I had to get back into that side with the ball too. We gave up 60 points that night. We couldn't do that. 3rd and 2, Cats now. Bring Stottsbury into the backfield, and Moore will pass anyway. Looks into the corner of the end zone, has Caldwell, goes up, pulls it down. Touchdown, Cambridge. From 23 yards out. Moore to Caldwell. And yet Moore adds another touchdown to his career and season totals.
Not only was it a great pass by Caden to be able to put it only where Xander could catch it, but did you see Xander adjust to the ball, the little push off to get some separation before he went up to get it. Great play by Xander.
Parsons on for the extra point attempt. Ball down, kicks up, and it is good. Bobcats strike first tonight. 6:33 of the opening period. Cambridge on top 7-0. We'll be back right after this.
How can you select from insurance companies offering you lizards or ducks? When it comes to protection for your home and auto, you want a company that provides quality insurance products and personalized, fair, friendly claims service. WB Green Insurance represents Westfield Insurance. Their reputation is based on sharing knowledge and building trust. Westfield has been around the neighborhood over 150 years. WB Green Insurance welcomes the opportunity to quote your home, car, and business insurance. Don't be fooled by lizards and ducks. Call 439-1329.
Back at McFarland Stadium, 6:33, the opening period. And the Cats leading 7-0, 13 plays, 88 yards, and capped by Caden Moore to Xander Caldwell, 26 yards out. The extra point, good. Boy, can you do it any better than that? After that, the way the Cats looked last week, maybe a good week of practice, and they got things back together.
Absolutely. Just took the ball right down the field, didn't stress at all. Converted 2 third downs maybe? And then the big run by Caden, too.
Valentine Insurance kickoff, another squib that rolls deep and picked up by Pettigrew at the 12-yard line. He's going to work back to the wide side, trying to get to the edge, and he is going to get there 20, 25, 30, and up the left sideline before he's finally pulled down.
Wow.
Hustling to make the play, Reed Johnson, but Pettigrew showing you his athleticism there. He picked that ball literally on the sideline on the far side, brought it all the way to the left, and had one guy to beat, or he might be gone.
Yeah, a couple of Cats took the wrong angle there, but, man, Pettigrew probably ran 80 yards on that play just to gain 20.
Well, the Big Reds trailing now 7-0 in their second possession of the night. Will start at their own 37. Had things moving a little bit in the first possession tonight. A little unbalanced line to the left. Hetherington will hand it off to Roth coming back that way, a play that took a long time. And Xander Caldwell at the bottom of that pile coming up with the first hit. And little, if any, gain on that play for the Big Reds.
Well, and Bellaire has a little pass option off of that, a little bootleg off of that, so Hetherington will try to put you to sleep because it's so slow getting to there, and then he'll bust out for that bootleg and hit the backside tight end.
2 receivers right. Mac Pettigrew to the left. And out of the shotgun, and some confusion that time. And the Big Reds will call a timeout. We'll take it as well. 5:44 left in the first quarter. Cats on top 7-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at Doan Ford.
Back at McFarland Stadium, first quarter of action, 5:44 left. Cambridge on top 7-0. And the Big Reds in their second possession burn their first time out, facing second and long. They'll come out of that timeout with 2 guys in the backfield on either side of Hetherington and 2 wide split to the right. Etherington looking that way, fires it in the slot, has his man out there, completed. And that's Chance Mayfie, and he'll have it, and a flag comes in right at the tackle, probably a face mask on the end of it. As the Cats reached out on him and drug him down. That's enough on the play for a first down.
Yeah, they were playing off Maffey there, about 10 yards off of him, so good recognition there by Hetherington to get the ball to him, and then, tackling high like that, you got to be careful when you reach in.
Yeah, he had a big enough cushion that the Cats just had to reach out. That penalty will add a lot more to it all the way down to the Cambridge 37. So 4 down territory. You got to believe for the Big Reds, who trail Cambridge by a touchdown, 5.5 left in the period. Pettigrew not in the game, which is kind of a surprise here as they go into the old eye, handoff, deep back, and that's Drew White off the right side, pounds his way in there for a couple.
Yeah, Pettigrew's probably still getting some oxygen over there on
the
side.
He comes in. He'll trot in here for this play. Maybe they're saying, if you're not giving it to me, why should I be in there, right? So he'll be in there this play, and I'm sure get a lot of attention from the defense. 2nd and 8 from the Bobcat 35. And Pettigrew will be split left, the inside receiver of trips that way, and out of the gun, Hetherington will look that way. Fires it over the head of his intended receiver who had curled inside, and that was DeQuilla. So Luke DeQuilla that time, not tall enough to come down with that one.
Yeah, Hetherington had some mustard on that one too.
He had him, and he had Pettigrew in the flat, but I think Pettigrew was drawing the crowd that time, and it'll be 3rd down and long. Probably 2 plays you got to think here from Bellaire's standpoint at the Cambridge 35-yard line. And again, trips receivers left. He'll look that way again. Crossing pattern this time. Pettigrew on the post comes in, makes the play. And he'll be pulled down there by Davian Barr, but that should be enough to move the sticks. Indeed it is. Good open field tackle that time for the Cats. You get one-on-one coverage with a guy like that out there, he can cause you some problems.
Oh, absolutely. That's why they're playing off of him so much, to give him some space. And, again, credit Hetherington for recognizing that and taking what the defense is giving him.
4:11 left opening period, 7-0 Cats. Pettigrew on the handoff, sweep right side. And a pile of people out in front of him, and he'll finally be run out of bounds near the 20-yard line, maybe just inside that mark. That's the old student body right play that they ran back when Tom McCartney played without a face mask, I think.
Did they even have helmets back
I don't
then?
know if they had helmets back then either. 2nd and 5. As the ball placed on the right hash, Pettigrew stays in the game, and he'll be offset right in the backfield. And now in motion back to the deep spot. Out of that eye, he'll have the toss sweep left side, trying to get to the corner. And Cats will string it out, and then they'll reverse field back the other way. Has a wall and up the sideline. 20, 10, 5. Lowers the shoulder. Did he get in? And no call so far from the official. He may have stepped out of bounds just before he got in. But again, what outstanding individual effort by Pettigrew. Shows what kind of speed he's got too.
Yeah, there were probably 5 different Bobcats that had angles on him. And obviously he beat the angles. I mean, they had him for a 10-yard loss a couple times.
Had him tangled up back there for a loss, but didn't get enough help quick enough. And he reversed field.
As I said, they're going to give it to him in the backfield several times tonight.
Power eye out of this set, handed off to White, the deep back, and he'll power his way in from a couple yards out for the touchdown. So Bellaire answers with a long drive of their own, this one from 63 yards and 8 plays. And Drew White from a couple yards out. Using a lot of different guys.
Yeah, and they have several guys that they can get the ball to, and still several that haven't touched the ball yet. So, they have some options for Hetherington.
Hetherington on the extra point attempt and didn't get that one as it scuffed on through there. So the score will stand 7-6 Bobcats as we head to the break. 3:43 left in the opening period. We'll be back after this.
In your time of need, will you be happy with your cut rate car insurance? Will you have the coverages you need? Valentine Insurance is dedicated to protecting you and your family when you need it. As an independent insurance agency, we have partnered with many reputable insurance companies who even have local claims adjusters to provide you with unbeatable service. Are you going to trust a talking lizard to help you with your claim? Really? Don't let this happen to you. Trust the professionals at Valentine Insurance. Call 994-1776.
Back at McFarland Stadium, 3:43 left opening period, 7-6 Bobcats as the Big Reds answered the Cambridge score with their own drive. 8 plays and 63 yards and a score from 2 yards out, but a lot of the damage done from a lot further out than that. Pettigrew showed his athleticism again, and I guess why you got to give him some oxygen every once in a while, right?
For sure, yeah. I'm tired just watching him.
Hetherington on for the Valentine Insurance kickoff, the left footer. Looking to go deep to the Bobcats. And let's see if they do that. They'll angle this one away from Barr and into the hands of Owen Feldner, who takes it at the 10. Up the right side, 20, 25, cuts it up the middle, 30. And he'll meet resistance across the 30-yard line. And the Cats leading by a point. Get pretty good field position here at the 35.
Yep, 28-yard return there for Owen. Took his time, tried to read some blocks. And really almost had an opportunity to get outside there on that.
Good speed for the Bobcats in the backfield, those two deep backs. But, boy, when you watch them in comparison to Pettigrew, it just looks like he's at a whole different speed.
Yeah.
Cats went 5 wide a lot in their first drive. They'll start here with a bunch formation to the left, one set to the right. And Moore will look back to that right side. That one tapped at the line of scrimmage as he had Ogle spotting up out there wide open, but tipped down at the line of scrimmage. It will be 2nd and 10.
And Bellaire changing the defense up a little bit. They're going to challenge those Cambridge receivers off the line of scrimmage. Look for Cambridge to try to hit a couple shots deep here.
2nd and 10. Stotsbury in the deep back position. They'll run option left side, more on the keeper. He'll get it out across the 35, close to the 40, pick up about 5 on that second down play, bringing up 3rd and 5. Yeah, if you got defensive backs that are just going to turn and run with receivers, that's going to make it a little easier to get to the corner and run as well. As the Cats will split 2 to the left and 2 to the right. Actually 3 right side this time for the 3rd and 5 look, and movement up front. And did the defense jump in the neutral zone, or were they
Well, they're coming together to make sure that they
do that. We've seen the Cats do this offensively throughout the years. That the line will check the signal at the sideline and do it quick enough to draw the defense in the neutral zone, and that is indeed the call.
And that's huge there. It's going to get a first down.
So it will be a first down via the penalty, and all first downs brought to you by WB Green Insurance, even the ones that are caused by penalties. 1st and 10. 3-minute mark. Cats on the move again. Moore takes the snap, directly runs off to his left, and that's a little bit different run pass look there. As he had a receiver step off the line and one down the field, and he just lowered his shoulders and got about 15 that time. And another WB Green and first down. Wow.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, they went out with the receiver.
Defense awfully soft there.
Yep. Open that running lane.
5 wide, Moore. Look left, fires left, has a man, no, pick, and it will be 6. One too many times to the well that time. No flags on the play, and he went back to that short flat one too many times. And we mentioned earlier, Maurice Webb was measuring it, and he did. 60-yard pick 6 by Maurice Webb.
Yeah, you cannot discount Bellaire's backfield. They have wheels back there, and they are aggressive. They want to jump They want to jump those routes. They did it last year. That's how they got back in the game last year. In that second quarter, they had 2 returned pick sixes last year. So you got to be careful. They are aggressive, and they will step up and do just that.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if that's the first interception that he's thrown all year.
It is. That's
and
right.
Last year he had, I think, 4 against
the
Big Reds. He can't let that get in his head.
Right.
So after missing the extra point early, the Big Reds will bring out the offense here. Hetherington out of the gun, and he's going to go with an empty look. Pettigrew in motion across the right side, and Hetherington will roll that way, looking, fire it in there, and did it get caught? Nope.
Incomplete.
Roth, the intended receiver, falls incomplete, but the Big Reds take the lead 12-7 with 2:25 left. We'll take the break and be back right after this.
Are you looking for a career path with a growing company? AMG Vanadium is actively recruiting for its Cambridge and Zanesville plants. Come join a company with a strong environmental purpose and commitment to community. To learn more, visit AMG's website at amg-v.com/careers. AMG offers a competitive wage and benefit package. Applications are currently being accepted.
Back in McFarland Stadium, 2:25 remains in the opening period, 12-7. The Big Reds have come from behind now to take the lead. Cats took the opening drive they had down and scored, but it had been Big Reds offense and defense scoring now. And boy, does that bring back too many memories of a year ago when the Cats played and had an early lead against the Big Reds at their place, and then the wheels rattled and fell off as Hetherington steps in for the Valentine Insurance kickoff, and he booms this one deep. Barr will take it at the 13. Straight up the field, looks for a seam, has it 30, 35, and out across the 40, but flags come in way behind that play. And this one's probably going to back the Cats up a little bit as a couple of flags came in there right at the 30.
Holding.
You know, we've talked about this before. Cambridge has got such dynamic playmakers. You know, if you're on one of those special teams with them, you don't have to do a whole lot except just get out of the way.
Well, get in the way of the defender and let these guys make moves to try to break it outside.
Well, that's going to move the Cats back to the 21-yard line. They started their first possession tonight at their own 12 and drove it 13 plays down the field to score, and now find themselves on the short end of a 12-7 score. And they'll stay in that 5-wide look. 4 defensive linemen. 5 coming now for the Big Reds, and Moore forced to tuck it, and he'll go down near the 15. His first sack of the night. Actually second, as he was sacked early and fumbled, but that'll cost the Cats 5 there. They brought an extra man that time, and the Cats didn't pick him up. So 2nd and 15. Bobcats will change formations here to running backs joining Moore in the backfield, and they'll hand it off to Trey Stotsberry off the left side. Not much going that time. Got a couple. And now 3rd and long for the Cats. First time tonight they've really been faced with adversity.
Yeah, and moved the ball that last drive really well too, picking up a couple first downs. So, you know, credit Bellaire's defense for mixing some things up and putting some pressure on them here.
2-by-2 look. Only 3 guys look like they're rushing this time, and indeed it is. Moore will pump fake, fire it deep. It'll be one-on-one coverage down there, and that one will fall incomplete. And over the head of the intended receiver. Good coverage that time. Kimbrough. Back in, I think Kimbrough might have had a pick 6, maybe 2 last year.
He had one, and actually he had 2 last year.
I think he did.
And Ray had, what did he have of both last year?
I thought Kimbrough had one for sure, but in any event, the Cats facing their first 4th down of the night in a punt situation brings on Andy Ogle, who stands at his own 5-yard line, and back deep Dowling. And Mac Pettigrew standing near the 50-yard line. Good snap. Ogle gets into it. Low, spiraling line drive. Hits on the 40. And Pettigrew chases it back down inside the 30. Has to pick it up as it bounces into him inside the 20. Bringing it back the other way. And that's going to be a huge change of field position for the Bobcats there. Hustling down. Bo Stotsbury made the play. But what a punt that took a big bounce. And Pettigrew won't let it go. But I think it bounced up and hit him.
Well, he had to do something with it because he had some guys breathing down his neck, too. 52-yard punt there by Andy Ogle. You talk about a great time to be able to come up with something like that. That was definitely needed.
That puts the Big Reds to start this drive at their own 27. 57 seconds left in the period. Bellaire on top, 12-7. And they'll spread the field. 3 receivers to the right, including Pettigrew. He got my attention as Hetherington out of the shotgun looks that way and fires it across the middle and through the hands of Taryn Frazier. Incomplete. That ball just popped through and kind of hung long enough that if there would have been a defender in the neighborhood that could have been picked. It will fall incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Sorry, I was checking on my text here. Some video problems, some audio problems. I think we all got her set
Your fan
now.
club?
Yeah.
2nd and 10. Big Reds. Pettigrew up on the inside. They'll hand it to him on a little behind the back handoff, and flags came in from all over the place there.
Another face mask.
Another face mask on the Bobcats, but see Hetherington that time dropped back to his right and kind of flipped the ball behind his back.
Yeah, it's actually a handoff. He doesn't let go of it. He just puts it behind his back, and Ray comes and grabs it. He ran that several times last week against Wheeling Central.
The Bobcat defense again gets caught with their hand in the cookie jar, and you had great field position to start this drive for Cambridge's defense. Now a couple plays you've let Bellaire get close to midfield, be it to 48, 1st and 10.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to give Bellaire any more momentum. Obviously, they've scored the last 2 TDs, so they certainly have the momentum, but you certainly don't want to help them even get more.
2 receivers split to the left. Lamont offset to the right side, deep back Roth. They'll fake it to him. Hetherington on the keeper up the right side. That bootleg to the 50, inside the 40, down the right sideline, and runs out of bounds inside the Cambridge 30-yard line. And you had alluded to that earlier. Hetherington using his legs that time, but he's got that long stride at 6'2". He picked up some yards quickly.
Yeah, he's an athlete. He can get down the field.
1st and 10 at the Cambridge 28. 3 plays for the Big Red to go from their 27 to the Cambridge 28. 15 seconds left in the quarter. And Bellaire threatening again. Ray Pettigrew into the game and slotted as part of 3 receivers out to the left. Looking that way, firing over the head of his inside receiver again, DeQuilla. And that one falls incomplete. That's one of the few plays tonight, a couple of times, that he's had issues finding the target. But not that they weren't open, but that little curl, he just doesn't have the touch on it just yet.
No, he's one of those typical Bellaire quarterbacks over the years that get that, they really cock it back and try to throw it really hard, and it might hurt him on those plays. Yep, he's 3 of 8 so far. He's only connected on 3 of those.
Twin receivers left, 2 backs in the backfield with Hetherington. And direct snap to Pettigrew, who'll snatch it out of the air, take it up the right side, and have another 1st down at the Cambridge 15-yard line. And they just do a little bit of everything that you can't take your eyes away, as that will be the final play of the opening period. Big Reds on the move, leading 12-7. We'll be back. 2nd period of action coming up on 97.7 right after this.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Parkway feed your team after the game. Hey, this is Shannon. You can create your pizza with all your favorite toppings or pick one of our specialty pizzas like the Super Hawaiian, the Philly Cheesesteak, the Works, or the Fiery Buffalo Chicken. Don't forget we also have chicken poppers, wings, breadsticks, and cheese sticks too. Call 740-439-PAPA. That's 439-7272 or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
They were there for us, and this Veterans Day we're giving back. This is Russ Abels from Abels Heating, Cooling, and Electric. We've partnered with Amana to give new furnaces to 2 local heroes in need. Whether they're active duty, a veteran, or a surviving spouse, if you know someone who could use help staying warm this winter, tell us. See the details and make your nomination by October 21st at heatforourheroes.com and help Abels serve those who served us.
Stadium, 12 minutes left here in the opening half. At the break, Big Reds on top, 12-7. Cats took the opening possession down the field and scored, made it 7-0, but Big Reds have stormed back. An offensive score, a defensive score, and now on the move again. Thanks for listening tonight on 97.7, or if you're streaming it with us on YPRtv or our Facebook AVC Sports page where it's streaming live. The last word I heard was 300,000, or was it 300?
I think it was, 300
people
there were
listening.
A few extra zeros.
If you're one of those people and you're friends with JV, you can let him know you're watching and he'll wave to you.
I know we have some Bellaire folks joining us tonight as well.
Coming out of the break, 12-7. Big Reds, and they'll go into that power look offensively. Hetherington under center, hands it off to White straight ahead, and not much there this time as Connor Mobilini off the edge came in and made the play for the Cats. White, who scored a touchdown earlier on a similar play, that time loses a yard, and it'll be 2nd and long. And with that, Dowling heads to the sideline. Pettigrew checks in, and you have to know he's going to be part of this play as well.
Yeah, you better know where he's at. He leads the rushing attack so far for Bellaire, 4 rushes for 41 yards.
He will spread the field by himself.
Besides Hetherington's 24-yarder, that's really been the
split
rushing.
Wide to the left, back to pass. Hetherington fires it out there to Pettigrew and just overthrew him. He had him. Had a couple of steps on the defender there and no help on the island out there for the Bobcat DB. As Pettigrew just ran to the corner, and Hetherington threw that one just a little further than he could run. A little more air under that, and he might have had him.
Yep, a little bit better touch, but that's not an easy throw to make to that corner.
No, from the right hash, throwing to the left corner.
Exactly.
Showing a little arm strength there as well. And it will be 3rd down and 11 from the 17. And trips receivers to the left side for Hetherington out of the gun. He'll take the snap looking that way, and now flushed from the pocket, steps up, and he'll go down near that line of scrimmage. Mobilini in there first, flushed him out of there, but I think Stotsberry might have pulled him down eventually, and it becomes 4th down. And the Big Reds, well, a bunch of substitutions makes you think, is it a field goal attempt, right?
Well, yeah, and don't forget that Hetherington is the kicker.
Well, normally.
Well, now he's not.
He is not here.
He's the holder, which makes
he's
it
the
even
holder in this
more
one.
Dangerous, right?
Lucas
62.
Lucas Lytle, and from 33 yards, he gets
problem.
all of it,
missed it,
but missed it to the right. So he certainly had enough there.
Sure did.
Lucas Lytle that time missing the field goal. And the Cats take a deep breath there because they may have dodged a bullet.
A big bullet, right.
10:30 left in the first half, and it remains 12-7. Big Red, so Cambridge will take over at their own 20-yard line.
And certainly no need to panic, right? I mean, it's only the second quarter. Take your time, reestablish that line of scrimmage. You just got to be careful on those short out routes.
Moore out of the pistol formation here with 3 wide to his right. Takes the snap, runs the option left side, and again, he'll keep it himself out across the 20. Good yards over the 25, near the 27. As he has all year. Caden Moore has been the leading ground gainer for the Cats, and kind of the straw, what we say, the straw that stirs the drink for everybody else. So 2nd and 4. And he'll roll right. A lot of deep receivers there, throws it to the underneath guy, and that's completed. Felder coming back on the outside, and he'll tuck it and get out of bounds for another Cambridge first down and a WB Green Insurance first down as well.
Owen's first catch on the night.
A lot of man coverage with Pettigrew just playing that deep center field. About 15 yards, 20 yards off the ball, and the Cats will hand it straight ahead. Stotsbury pops it through.
Stotsbury straight ahead. It's about 6 yards of carry.
You can't forget, every once in a while you just got to test the middle, don't you?
That's right.
And again, right back at him. Not much there this time, as stacked up near the line of scrimmage. Brody Holt among those guys on the stop. Man, the Cats will face 3rd down and 4. 9:25 and counting. 12-7 Big Reds. 5 wide look for Moore, and motion up front again. Yeah. And let's see, did the Cats draw the defense once again? Or
he threw the flag on the defensive side, so that's going to be on the
that would be the indicator.
Right. A little inside scoop there from the official.
Yeah, if you knew one, you must know a couple
I'm
of
just trying to help you out.
Lucas Hutchison probably gave you that, that hint, right?
No,
Lucas,
you cannot take advice from Luke.
Hey, he's a long-time official.
I know. I got to work with him every weekend.
There you go. Penalty first down for the Bobcats here. Brought to you by WB Green Insurance, and 1st and 10. Moore, man in motion off the left side and just overthrew his intended receiver that time. And one of the few misses he's had tonight, Trey Stotsbury there, just couldn't quite catch up with it. Moore kind of threw it a little behind him instead of leading him out in front, and one of the few mistakes we've seen him make.
Yeah, again, that's not the easiest throw to make either. Totally sideways to try to dump it into him.
You know, if you've thrown a pick six, you're not.
Yes.
You're going to be a little more careful with it,
more
too.
hesitant. That's right.
2nd and 10. 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Moore on the keeper this time, follows his running back through. He'll get maybe half the yardage that he needs, but it'll bring up 3rd down.
That's Moore's 8th carry tonight for 45 yards. The only other person to carry the ball has been Stotsbury, Trey, 3 for 9 yards.
So the Cats right back to the line of scrimmage. 3-by-1 look, 3rd and 6. And Moore will drop back, looks to his right now under pressure, flushed to the right side, and makes one defender miss, but not the second, and got close to the gain line to gain to the Big Reds 49. And that we've seen the Cats in this situation too many times line up and go for it, or at least make it look like they're going to go for it.
I would imagine that they are going to go for this one.
4th and 2. Moore in the backfield. He can punt it, run it, or throw it. He'll take the snap, roll to his left, and look for a hole. Has it, tucks it, and goes outside, and that will be enough for another Cambridge first down inside the 40. Caden Moore that time picking his way down the line like a piano player. Found the hole and dropped it in there for another WB Green Insurance first down. And Cambridge on the move, down a score with 8 minutes left in the half. And 4 down territory at the 39 of Bellaire. 2-by-2 look, straight up. Stotsbury on the handoff. Short gain here as the stop made by Braden Roth. Stepped up there, a gain of a yard. Roth, one of those linebackers on the inside that when you're playing a team that goes 5 wide, you're about the only guy left inside. And the Cats will come out 4 wide this time. The Stotsbury in motion to the right. Moore will look back to the left. And again, step up into the pocket and pick up a couple. Not much there as Drew White that time. Spying on him, got a piece of him. And the Cats again facing a long yardage situation on 3rd down. 3rd, call it 6. Clock under 7 minutes left in the half, and 5 wide here as the Cats again got defenders into the neutral zone for the 3rd time tonight. as the Cambridge lineman head to the line and look to the sideline. That quick movement is going to make this a little bit closer third down play. So pick up 5 that way, and instead of 3rd and 6, it's going to be about 3rd and 1.5. And Moore takes it himself. He'll have the first down inside the 30, down near the 26, and another WB Green Insurance first down, the 11th play of this drive. And, you know, you think of Moore running the ball, and that's not an unusual thing for quarterbacks to run the ball until you realize that the guy only weighs 145 pounds.
Well, he put on some weight in the offseason.
155.
There you go.
He'll take the snap, look left, has the man, Ogle, hauls it in just inside the 20 with that one-on-one coverage. Him and Maurice Webb doing battle out there. Ogle's won a few, Webb won a big one, as he had the pick 6 earlier. 6:20 as the Cats again stay wide, hand it off, Stotsberry up the middle, slipped a couple of tacklers, and inside the 10, that will be another WB Green Insurance first down. Trey Stotsberry that time showing a little swivel of the hips, and the Cats keep the pedal to the metal here. They line right back up and get ready to go again. 1st and goal at the 8. Again, Stotsberry straight ahead. Got a couple, but then met Braden Roth and backed him up a couple. So give him a yard maybe on that carry. And 2nd and goal. See where they spot the ball here from the 7. Didn't get much at all that time. Cats with 4 backs in the backfield to block for the deep back, and Moore trying to find his way forward. Didn't get much that time either.
Yeah, a little pistol look, a little different look here from the
Couple
Cambridge
blocks,
offense.
couple blockers in front of him. One offset to the right, one to the left, another up front. It didn't get much. So now 3rd and goal, and no gain on that play. Play number 16 here as Moore takes the snap, looks to his right, throws it into the corner, and the jump ball knocked away. Good coverage that time on the outside by Kimbrough, but that ball not thrown far enough out there for Ogle to chase it down. He had to contest it now. 4th down and goal from the 7, and the Cats will think about this one. 5:03 left in the first half. 12-7 Bellaire. Cambridge in the red zone. We'll have that right after this.
Looking for new tires for your ride? 209 Tire in Cambridge should be your first stop. 209 is committed to high-quality customer service and offering competitive prices on top-of-the-line inventory, including Bridgestone, Cooper, Mastercraft, and so much more. Stop in 61074 Southgate Road in Cambridge and see Chuck and Brandy. They're open Monday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. or visit their Facebook page at 209 Tire.
Galaxy Pizza of Byesville and Cambridge features fresh-made dough and fresh-cut veggies on their products every day. Pizza and wings make the perfect combination for your game. Galaxy Pizza is happy to help with the sports preview and want to wish all teams good luck in the upcoming season. Enjoy the evening and enjoy their pizza. Galaxy Pizza, we're out of this world. Give them a call in Byesville or in Cambridge to place your order at 685-0744 or 439-0744.
Back at McFarland Stadium out of a Bobcat timeout. 4th and goal from the 7. We thought maybe Cambridge might kick the field. No, maybe not. As they come out offense on the field. Wideouts each way, 2 running backs in the backfield with Moore, who will again look to take the snap. Bobcat didn't draw the defense offside that time. As out of the timeout, they again look to the sideline. 8 on the play clock. Moore will take the snap, looks to his left, fires it in the corner. Jump ball and over the head of his intended receiver that time. And just not enough room there, and that ball just a little bit too high, I think, for Davian Barr.
That was
that Ogle?
Yep, it was Ogle.
Ogle down there, and he just couldn't get to the corner of the end zone. And so the Cats will turn it over on down. 17 plays from their own 20-yard line, and nothing to show for it for the Cats, who trail at 12-7. And Bellaire will take over at their own 7-yard line with that lead, but a long way to go.
Well, a long way to go, which is the good part, right? But you got to stiffen up a little bit here on defense if you're Cambridge. You've been giving Pettigrew way too many yards on the ground.
Pettigrew split to the left, part of a trip receiver set. Looking that way, Hetherington, a lot of time, fires it deep in the out and has a man. And Kimbrough, I think, hauled that one in out near the 25-yard line. And again, Cambridge given huge cushion out there, respecting the deep speed of the receivers, and didn't break on the ball quick enough that time. It'll be a first down and plenty of field to work with now.
Yeah, certainly gets him out of a hole. You see the arm strength there of Jake Hetherington.
That ball was on a rope.
Yes, he can wing it for sure.
Been a few good receivers, or I should say quarterbacks and receivers at Bellaire over the years. But
yeah, just a few.
You can name a handful, right?
Yes.
1st and 10 from their own 24. Hetherington, bootleg again, fake the handoff to Roth and up the left side, not a second time, to the short side of the field that time. Bobcat defense saw that one coming, no gain, and run out of bounds at 4:16 on the clock. Got some defensive line substitutions. They run 3 guys in and out, trying to keep people fresh both ways.
Yep.
As it is now 2nd and 10. Pettigrew and Kimbrough, part of a 3-receiver set offset to the right side. Hetherington looking that way, fires it, and picked by the Bobcats. That ball hung in the air, and that one, Bo Stottsbury.
It looked like it. I think so.
Yeah, that one hung as he picked the inside receiver, running a deep out. And Bo Stottsbury didn't take it to the house, but he will give the Bobcats the ball deep in Bellaire territory, the Bellaire 36-yard line. So the Cats taking over. Both teams have turned it over one time, and this one will set Cambridge up once again with an opportunity to put points on the board with 4:10 to go in the second period.
Yeah, plenty of time left here to punch this in.
5 receiver set that worked well early in the game. As Moore checks out the defense, takes the snap, looks to throw quickly, no one there, pulls it down, works his way up the sideline and out of bounds, taken down inside the 35. Got a few on the play and stops the clock with 4:03 left in the half. 12-7, Bellaire. Got about 3 there. Cats will stay with 2 receivers each way. Now Stottsbury will join Moore in the backfield. 11 on the play clock. Again, Moore checks the sideline and puts Bo Stottsbury in motion to the right. He'll look that way. Pressure coming and coming off the edge, and the sack. That time Joey Lewis coming from the outside DB spot. Unaccounted for, and Moore never saw him coming. He'll lose yardage back to the 40-yard line. Big defensive play for the Big Reds there. 3rd and long for Cambridge. You've got to think they're figuring 2 plays to pick this up, but that was not in the game plan that time.
Some intermediate route here to get 8 or 10 yards at the most.
2 by 2 look. Moore again, and flags come in, holding in the backfield. Moore will scramble away, throw it down the field, has a man, but that one was complete and then knocked out of bounds.
There is a hold.
But there will be a hold, and that one's going to bring it back even more.
Holding on the offense and the 52, sliding foul.
So Bo Stottsbury on the reception, but that will be negated as the Cats pick up the penalty there, offensively moving them even further back. But now you got to start thinking about, well, maybe we will have to punt the ball. This doesn't work out so well.
Yeah, you're on your own side of the field now.
Yeah, 3rd, and you got to get to the parking lot to get this one.
3rd and Zanesville, I think.
Yeah. Ball's on the Cambridge 48. They need to get to the 27. Moore back to pass, and he's going to be pushed out of the pocket again, and he'll get a couple yards but bring up 4th down. Bobcat lineman who did a pretty good job early in the game, giving him time. This last series, they look winded, and the defense getting after him.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of pressure, and they're moving those linebackers in, too. That's one of those underneath routes you would assume would work for
fourth down. The Cats line up as if they'll go for it. Moore will roll to his right, but he'll punt it. And he gets away a pretty good one here. That's going to land inside the 20 and take a Cambridge bounce down near the 10. And that will take care of any possible return by Pettigrew and set the Big Reds up at their own 10-yard line with 2:39 to go.
So right back where we started before the interception there by Stottsbury.
So 12-7 Bellaire. They'll have the ball with about a minute and a half to go from their own 10-yard line. See how aggressive they choose to get here.
Well, after what just happened, you would think they'd want to take a step back with the lead and where the ball's at. But do not discount Heathering throwing a deep ball here to Pettigrew.
Pettigrew split wide to the right. Single coverage there. Bobcats giving him a cushion, but he'll hand it off to the left side. Roth the deep back, and he'll power his way forward out near the 15-yard line. A gain of about 5. Get that clock rolling. And both these teams might be ready to head to the locker room and rethink what they're doing. 12-7 Bellaire. Cats scored first. Bellaire an offensive and defensive score to answer. And we are in that position at the 2:13 mark. High formation. Hetherington under center. And again, the deep back. Roth will pop this one to the corner, gets to the outside, has the first down, and powers his way out over the 20, near the 23 or 4.
Yeah, running hard there too was Roth. His 6th carry for 14 yards. That was his biggest run there of 7.
Yeah, he's been going between the tackles for the most part. That time popped it to the edge, made a couple of guys miss, then carried a few guys with him and got it out to the 24. So a couple of plays, a gain of 14. And we're at the 135 mark. Pettigrew wide to the right. Hetherington under center. He'll look out there, throw it underneath. Pettigrew catches it, lowers the shoulder, and out across the 30 to the 33. Gwillen on the tackle, gain of about 9. You know, you're out there where you get one-on-one with that guy, and you better have some help.
Yeah. Credit to Owen there for making a good open field tackle. And, you know, nothing really hurt giving up 9 yards on
flipping
that play.
to the left side. Cats will slide bar over and give deep help, but they'll hand this one off to Drew White. He'll dip it in, back to the outside, has the corner, and driven out of bounds near the 50-yard line. And have another Big Reds first down.
Well, now things get interesting because now you got 45 seconds, 46 seconds here left.
Yeah, a couple timeouts.
And you're at midfield.
You're at midfield. 4 plays from the 10-yard line to get you to the 50, and Pettigrew will stay in that wideout spot. Bobcats will send an extra defender out to give a little help underneath, and they'll continue to run the ball to the weak side. White up the sideline, breaks it into the secondary, still on his feet inside the 20. As the Bobcats didn't get good outside coverage that time, and containing Drew White, and White will get it into the red zone. And another Big Reds first down, so 5 plays. Bellaire's taking it from their 10 to the Cambridge 15 with 37 seconds left in the half. And as we've already seen, the Big Reds have a kicker that probably has enough leg to make it from here.
Oh, yeah.
We saw Lytle come in and do that earlier, have enough distance on it, but not kick it true enough. But right here, they're thinking 6 with using one time out here, still got one. And they've done it mostly on the ground.
Yeah, on the ground. Drew White, a 36-yarder there. He's got 4 carries for 56 yards, a 15 and a 36 just on this drive alone. I mean, you're using more clock by doing that, but when you're gaining 15 and 30 yards on the play, the clock stops anyway. So, you know, geez, you know, Cambridge going to have to step it up now with 37 ticks left.
Yeah, this just puts a little more pressure on your defense when you try to give a little help to the DBs with Pettigrew out there. They had actually 3 defenders on him. And
they ran opposite.
And they ran opposite.
Right.
1 less guy, 2 less guys over there to pressure on the run. There'll be 3 receivers split to the right this time for Bellaire out of the shotgun. One of them is Pettigrew. And looking that way, Hetherington fires it deep in the corner of the end zone. Has a man there? No. Right into the hands of the Bobcats and up the left sideline. Here comes Cambridge. Out near midfield and finally taken down. Hetherington has to make that tackle. And he's looking at Pettigrew saying, you ran the wrong pattern. He's kind of admonishing him as he heads back. You were supposed to run the corner route. Instead, he ran the post route, and he threw it where he thought he was going to be, and he was not there. So another pick by the Cats. I didn't get a number on who got that one. Did you?
It kind of looked like Feldner running. I don't know who it was.
So back-to-back INTs for the Bobcats. With 24 seconds left, Cambridge brings that one out to the 42-yard line.
Wow.
And with 2 timeouts left, do the Cats get aggressive here?
Boy, I don't know. If you want to get too aggressive here, you certainly don't want to give them the ball back. But, with as explosive as your offense is, you can certainly score in 24 ticks.
Clayton Myers checks into the backfield, but 4 wides. Moore will look to pass, throws it out to complete, out to Ogle in the left flat, and Maurice Webb there to pull him down. So the Cats take a look at it to see what the defense will give them. And they'll spread the field this time 5 wide. 20 seconds left. Clock stops, 2nd and short. Moore fires it to the corner again, or to the left side, I should say. And again, Ogle pulls it down. And you better be careful here that Webb again doesn't step in front of one.
Well, they're going to run that pump and go at some point, but now they've got 2 safeties deep, so I don't think it's going to be here.
Over top of the defender here, so zone underneath, zone deep as well. And with 15 seconds to go, 1st and 10, another WB Green Insurance first down.
Paige Cooley tells us it was Bo Stotsbury again with the 2nd pick.
Yeah, 2 for 2 tonight for Bo.
Thanks, Paige.
As Moore steps up, hey, it's good. Somebody's listening when that happens. Thanks, Paige. As Moore runs out of bounds, stops the clock after a short gain. 10 seconds left in the half. So the Cats not standing pat here, taking a look and see if they can come up with some kind of big play. 5 wide. Moore again looks to pass, fires this one down the right side and behind his intended receiver. And incomplete. Bo on the intended receiving end of that one. He's working both sides of the field tonight.
Yeah.
Pretty hard.
Come off the field very much.
No, he does not. Trey will join him.
Yep,
and the Cats will, with 5 seconds left, got time to take a timeout. They got plenty. Can't take them with you. They'll spend one here. We'll take a break as well. 5 seconds left in the half. 12-7 Big Reds. We'll be back after this.
Whether you are experiencing pain in your knee, tingling in your fingers, or a sore back, Superior Med Orthopedics is here for you. Their patients' health and safety is their top priority, and they currently offer telehealth visits for your initial appointment. Take comfort in knowing when you come to their facility, they're following all protocols to ensure you remain safe. Find out all their team offers by visiting seormc.org today to learn more.
Back in McFarland Stadium, 5 seconds left in the half as we tend to business during every timeout, Text messages, I get one here from my son Ryan Kafury, is my granddaughter Callie will not sleep because she hears Grandpa's voice on the TV. They're watching and streaming this game up in Toledo tonight. Well, thanks for that. But see if the Cats can do something with magic here. 5 seconds left from the Big Reds, 44-yard line, 5 wide, 4 of them to the right. And they'll toss it out there to Davion Barr. He'll haul it in and trying to find some space to work up the field. They'll get it to about the 38, but that's going to end the half for the Bobcats. And started good, didn't end that way as the Cats started out with a 7-0 lead. The Big Reds answered with an offensive score, a defensive pick 6, and that's where we stand at the halftime break. 12-7, Bellaire on top of the Bobcats. We invite you to stay tuned. We'll get you caught up with other scores around the area. Our ONN halftime show will be coming up as well. We'll be back our stats scoring in the second half of action in just a little while. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a while.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. And on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
From the Ohio News Network, this is the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football. Named Best Sports Program in the Country by the National Association of State Radio Networks. Tonight in High School Football is presented by Beck's Hybrids. Now here's your host, Skip Mossick.
And hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tonight in High School Football's halftime reports, where this evening we'll talk some Southwest Ohio football and visit with Mike Dyer, who has covered Cincinnati area high school sports for many years for WCPO in Cincy. We'll chat with Mike next on the Ohio News Network.
Every farmer has their reason for why they do what they do. For Beck's, it's faith, family, and farming. Since 1937, the Beck family and family of employees have been committed to honoring God and helping farmers succeed. Farming is full of extremes, and we face the challenges with hard work and steadfast determination, delivering quality line of products backed by legendary customer service. We look forward to standing by your side, supporting you as you live out the life you were meant to live. Beck's, when it comes to farming, we believe in something more.
I'm Scott Demaro, president of the Ohio Education Association, and on behalf of the OEA's 120,000 members, we're proud to bring you tonight's game. OEA members teach in Ohio's public schools and universities. We drive your kids' buses and serve them lunch. We're school nurses, custodians, librarians, and more. And we coach your kids on the field. We believe in great public schools for every student, and we believe our team is always stronger when we stand together, just as we have for 175 years.
This is Tonight in High School Football on the Ohio News Network. Once again, here's Skip Mossick.
We are presented by Beck's Hybrids. At Beck's, they are and will remain farmers at heart. And welcome back, everyone. Halftime of your game broadcast as we talk a little Southwest Ohio high school football this evening. Mike Dyer has covered high school sports for WCPO.com for many years. And Mike, let's talk some Cincinnati area football. We'll begin in Division I. Boy, Moeller has looked terrific. Are they for real?
They really are, Skip. I tell you what, a Division I state semifinalist a year ago, and they're certainly going to be knocking on the door to Canton when it comes to December, I think, this year. So really impressive win over Our Lady of Good Counsel, team out of Maryland, a powerhouse, 39-31 there in Ironton last week. And junior running back Jordan Marshall, he's definitely a player to watch. Almost 600 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns. And Coach Mark Elder really has this team clicking as they open up the GCL South at St. Xavier tonight, and certainly a tough schedule all the way around this season.
A couple of other teams there in Region 4. Princeton still unbeaten. Elder's 3-1, but they both look really good.
Yeah, Elder only lost to Lakewood St. Ed's by 3 points, obviously, last week, 17-14. Led at halftime. But Coach Doug Ramsey, been at this a long time, certainly going to have the Panthers ready to go when it comes to the second half of the season and the postseason. And then the big GMC matchup, you mentioned Princeton, 4-0, hosting Lakota West tonight. And the Vikings have outscored their opponents 125-0, Skip, the past 3 weeks. So really impressive start for the Vikings. They're putting up a lot of points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Division II, it seems Kings is always good. And Winton Woods, boy, they picked up right where they left off last year.
Yeah, Winton Woods, defending Division II state champion, obviously, and 13 consecutive wins for the Warriors. I know a lot of people are looking at their recruiting, the college recruiting attention that they've received, including cornerback Jermaine Matthews, who's going to The Ohio State University. They have a running back, Trey Cornice, who's going to Georgia Tech, and they're really rolling along right now. And also in that Eastern Cincinnati Conference, you mentioned Kings 4-0. They're at Milford tonight, 4-0. Milford is 4-0 for the first time since 1977.
Wow.
So some really good stuff there in that conference.
Division 4, Reading and Wyoming are both unbeaten. I know they play each other tonight, but man, Wyoming has been just so dominant over the years.
Yeah, Skip. Wyoming's 61 consecutive regular season victories heading into tonight's game against Reading. They haven't lost in the regular season since October of 2015. C.J. Hester is a name to watch, senior running back. He's going to Western Michigan, but he tied a program record last week with 6 touchdowns against Indian Hill. He rushed for 281 yards. He's got 745 yards on the season and 12 touchdowns. The Cowboys have a lot going well for them right now.
Division 5, Madera is still a perfect 4-0. Look for them to, maybe make some noise come the postseason as well.
Yeah, trying to be 5-0 for the first time since 2011, and they play Finneytown tonight. But Coach over there, Chris Stewart, he's really done a great job in his 5th season, and the Mustangs are really clicking on all cylinders.
Mike, you mentioned the state finals, and while the folks up in Stark County do a wonderful job hosting the state championships, what's the feeling down in your area of the state as far as just maybe just getting those back a little bit closer to home occasionally?
Oh, certainly, Skip. It's the age-old argument. You hear all the time people saying, "Hey, when's it ever going to come back down to Cincinnati, or at least maybe get it back in Columbus?" But the drive is what it is. I mean, it's going to be long, but I think if you ask any of the teams, including Winton Woods last year, as I mentioned, Division II state champs from a year ago, I mean, they are just happy to be there. They would play in a parking lot behind a grocery store anywhere in the state of Ohio. So it's just fun to have that atmosphere. And if you win a state championship, I really don't think your fan base cares one way or another where it's going to be. You're going to be there if you're passionate enough about the student athletes and the coaches.
Mike Dyer has covered Cincinnati area high school sports for many years, does so now at WCPO.com. For folks around the state who want to keep up on Southwest Ohio high school football, what's all available there, Mike?
Definitely, Skip. I appreciate it. I have a weekly high school insider podcast there every Wednesday. Interview a lot of coaches. We do a lot of kind of features about some student athletes and kind of get some perspective around the greater Cincinnati high school football scene. We started that back in August and going to continue that all throughout the state finals, and certainly have a lot of feature stories and previews and kind of a wrap up each Saturday morning of the results from Friday night, and getting a lot of coaches' perspectives and college recruiting information, you name it. You definitely want to check out the website. We have it all there for you.
Mike Dyer, thank you for hopping on tonight, talking a little Cincinnati area high school football. Appreciate it, okay?
Skip, I really appreciate the time. Thank you.
And we'll be right back on the Ohio News Network.
Bex recognizes this week's player with heart, Kelsey Snyder from Shelby High School, for her commitment and passion on the field and within the farming community.
I originally played it to get in shape for basketball, and now I don't even play basketball anymore. I just enjoy playing soccer.
So Kelsey's a two-sport athlete, soccer and softball. Of course, she's very active in the FFA as vice president back-to-back years, and she's always busy on the family farm.
We raise a small herd of boar goats at home, and we've done that since I was probably in kindergarten, so I've always had livestock around our house.
She knows the importance of agriculture. She lives it at home, in the FFA, and if all goes to plan, it's in her future as well.
Just the work involved in it. Agriculture is huge. It's how we feed everybody. It means everything pretty much.
At Bex, we are and will remain farmers at heart.
This is ONN.
All right, thanks again to Mike Dyer for talking a little Cincinnati high school football with us this evening. Enjoy the second half of your ball game. I'm Skip Mossick on the Ohio News Network.
This has been the Ohio Education Association Tonight in High School Football, presented by Bex Hybrids from the Ohio News Network.
Here's a quick check of that Coshocton City Tire Pros scoreboard. Sheridan ahead of John Glenn at the half, 14-7. New Lexington ahead of Tri-Valley at the half, 12-7. The end of the second quarter, Bellaire leading Cambridge 12-7. Union Local ahead of Shenandoah in the second quarter, 31-20. Buckeye Local ahead of Monroe Central, 38-6. That in the second quarter. Caldwell beating Belpre 56-0 before the half. And Philo ahead of West Muskingum 14-7.
Welcome back to McFarland Stadium. We are at halftime here. Our halftime score 12-7 tonight. Big Reds on top of the Bobcats. Just to recap scoring in that first half. Cats opened the scoring with 6:33 left in the opening period as Caden Moore found Xander Caldwell 26 yards in the corner of the end zone. The Parsons extra point kick made it 7-0, 13 plays, 88 yards for the Cats in that drive. But the Big Reds came back twice in the opening period. Drew White from 2 yards out with 3:43 left in the period. The extra point attempt was no good, 7-6 Cambridge after an 8-play, 63-yard drive. But on the ensuing possession for the Cats, Maurice Webb stepped in front of Caden Moore, his first INT of the year, and it went for 6 as Webb returned it 60 yards to the end zone, and the try for 2 failed. So we stand at 12-7, and both teams moving the ball back and forth a little bit in that second period, but no points added to the scoreboard, and that's where we stand in the first half. We expected this game to be competitive and close, but maybe a little higher scoring.
Yeah, that is the surprise of the night so far. But, both teams are playing pretty decent defense considering, Cambridge throwing the ball all over the place. Bellaire's kept the ball in front of them and has not let Cambridge get loose except for, really that first possession. And on the flip side, Cambridge has held their own against the run. Other than giving up a couple big plays, they've held their own against the run. So, really credit both teams for playing pretty decent defense so far.
You're listening to our halftime report tonight, brought to you by Galaxy Pizza. 12-7 our score. Bellaire on top of the Bobcats. That first half kind of went back and forth a little bit. You said big plays both ways. A lot of playmakers, man. Both sides of the ball have guys that can make plays from just about everywhere on the field. And the Cats will have possession to start the second half. Came up with a couple of picks there. Bo Stotsberry, both of those. And, on the offensive side, Caden Moore came out firing like we've seen him do all year. Completed about 7 or 8 in a row as the Cats moved the ball down the field and scored. But as the half wore on, it seemed like two things happened, at least in my observation, is that Cambridge didn't get as good a protection for him. And we saw Bellaire make some defensive adjustments, too, and start bringing pressure from different places.
Yeah, and that's really what it boils down to, because they did change some things up where they were coming up pressure in the receivers and just putting one safety back. So they had more defensive help in the linebacker spot so that they could blitz more guys, too, and put pressure on Caden. So, number one, they're putting more pressure on him so that he didn't have all day to throw, and they're bumping the receivers off the line, too. So, really, that's all it boiled down to. The line is still holding their own. They're still being able to get Caden loose up the middle, and Stotsberry had a pretty good second quarter there running the ball up the middle too. So, yeah, definitely Bellaire made a defensive adjustment after that first possession.
I want to thank some of our sponsors that helped make tonight's broadcast and stream available to you. The patrons, Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company, WB Green Insurance, Southeastern Med, Abel's Electric and Company, the AMG Vanadium, and Valentine Insurance. Thank all those folks, and Galaxy Pizza for our halftime report as well. Our halftime score 12-7. Bellaire on top of the Bobcats. We'll take a break, come back, catch you up with the first half stats and the second half of action right after these messages.
At Wayne Garage Door, we are so much more than just garage doors. Our product offerings include entrance doors for both commercial applications as well as your home. Vinyl replacement windows and storm doors can also be found in our showroom. A Beam central vacuum system can help you clean up around your home or office. And let's not forget about our service department that is ready to repair your broken down door or opener. You can see why our company is so much more than just garage doors. Call Wayne Garage Door today at 740-439-7555.
Are you looking for a way to make a positive difference in a child's life? Hi, my name is Alicia Mallett, and I'm the Foster Care Program Coordinator for Guernsey County Children's Services. There are children right here in your community who need a temporary or permanent home through foster care or adoption. Are you ready to be that home for them? For more information on how to become a foster or adoptive parent, please call 740-439-5555. The children in our community are counting on you.
This year, the Southeastern Med Cancer Services team is celebrating 30 years of being accredited by the National Commission on Cancer. Earning this accreditation and maintaining it for 3 decades is a testament to their team's quality outcomes, dedication, commitment, and care for their patients and community. Learn more by visiting seormc.org today.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
Got to pay for it.
Darn right.
Back at McFarland Stadium, halftime continues here on our Galaxy Pizza halftime report. 12-7 Bellaire on top of Cambridge, our score here. A lot of other scores around the area of note as well. I found a couple. You found some. I got Claymont over top of Buckeye Trail, 13-0. Sheridan over John Glenn, 14-7 at half. Riverview Meadowbrook, the Black Bears up 25-14. What do you got?
Union Local over Shenandoah, 41-20. Steubenville is up 14-7 over Dover. That should be a pretty nice game, huh?
Yeah.
And who else did we? You said a couple local teams. St. Clairsville down 17-7 to Lindsley. Just looking at some Buckeye 8 scores. That's about all I can find so far.
12-7 here as the Cats scored first, and Bellaire answered twice to take the halftime lead. Cats will own it to start this second half, and can they find the magic they started the game with? We talked a little bit before the game about Caden Moore and all of the records passing-wise that he's owned. A lot of those, just about every time he completes one's another one, but a few things maybe he doesn't have. I don't know if he has the most popcorn sold and M&M's eaten or something like that.
He needs to improve on that category, but he does not have, passing yards in a season, I think is the only.
Which is hard to imagine.
Yeah. Well, he's working on it this year, so he's in line to pass that this year. Our old buddy Jody Berger, who always listens to us and gives us such great reviews of our work.
Yeah.
Is the leader in that category.
Jody played back when they only threw the ball like 3 times a game, right?
Yeah. No, unfortunately, that old run and shoot,
right?
baby.
I remember that. I was
in,
coaching then.
I remember. That was great, man. They started every game with the old 96 and bomb it to Charlie Ford, and it was a lot of fun.
I used to tell Coach Wojo then when I was coaching defense, I said, Coach, you only had the ball for 20 seconds
right.
on offense. Can you hold it maybe for a minute?
Yeah.
But, 3 incompletions and you're punting the ball.
Yeah, that was all it was.
We've seen a little bit of that here in the last couple of years too. But Cats have thrown it a number of times tonight.
Yeah, Caden Moore on the night so far is 13 for 22, unofficially, of course, 104 yards. As you said, started the game off 6 for 6 right away, that first drive. And he does have a TD and then that pick, the big pick 6. But 13 for 22, 104. His counterpart for Bellaire, Jake Hetherington, has thrown the ball really hard, but he's thrown it over his receiver's head several times. And his receivers aren't real big, too, so maybe that has a little bit to do with it. Jacob Dowling's really the only tall one, and I don't think he's had a reception yet, or at least a look yet. Hetherington's 5 for 13, 51 yards, and 2 picks. And, if you go into this game and if you're Cambridge and you win the turnover battle, you got to feel pretty good about that. Well, they got 2 turnovers, and they're still behind on the scoreboard, so they got to make up for that for sure. On the ground, Cambridge is 23 rushes, 90 yards, led by Caden Moore, of course, with most of those, 17 rushes for 68 yards. Trey Stottsbury, 6 for 22. Receiving for Cambridge, Devin Ogle, that first drive was most of it, but he's got 6 receptions for 46 yards. Bo Stottsbury, again, the first drive, 3 for 16 yards, and then a couple more guys sprinkled in there. For Bellaire, on the ground, Pettigrew's been their leading rusher, 4 rushes for 41 yards until Drew White got it loose for that 36-yarder there late on that drive. He leads the way with 56 yards. Receiving, Pettigrew also leads with 3 receptions, 29 yards. So, they're spreading the ball around, but especially Pettigrew is going to see the ball a lot more than expected over the last couple years. I told you that coming into it. He's going to get the ball out of the backfield. They're going to try every way they can. And then you see they're going to fake it to him and roll that bootleg a couple times with Hetherington. And Hetherington's got enough speed. He can definitely get down the sidelines, too.
Well, and you got to know there's a pass off that play.
Absolutely,
so I'm sure.
there is.
So
you better believe it.
Cats defense probably going over some adjustments at halftime. I'm sure the Big Reds are, too. As they take the field, you take the field as well. We want to invite you to stay tuned for our second half. Thanks to more sponsors: Wayne Garage Door, Galaxy Pizza, Papa John's, 209 Tire, and the Guernsey County Children's Services. All the action tonight brought to you here at the stadium. Andrew Dunlap on the camera outside. Cooper Klobuchuk in the house, pushing buttons, tending screens, doing all those other things. And I got a text message here. Bob and Marcia Solomons listening to our game in Maine. So I don't know if that's the farthest away that anybody's paying attention tonight, but they're probably the only Bobcat fans in Maine tonight. Have a lobster on me, or for me, or with me. Bring one back.
Just send me one in the mail.
Yeah, send me one in the mail. Halftime, winding down here. Stay tuned. Second half of action coming up right after these messages.
Promises. You've heard them all. Peace of mind, quality insurance products, superior claim service, all at a fair and competitive price. Since 1848, Westfield Insurance has promised to provide excellent insurance coverage for your home, auto, and business. Sharing knowledge, building trust. That is Westfield Insurance's pledge to their customers. For a quote on protecting your home, auto, and business, call W.B. Green Insurance today. W.B. Green, professional insurance.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
Pizza, 12-7 our score. The Big Reds on top of the Bobcats. Paige Cooley giving us a shout out from Georgia. Catching the stream. She's telling us what's going on, and we're closer.
Right.
She got better eyes.
Well, no, hold on. Now, she said she can't see him either, but our man Cooper Klobuchuk had a close-up on the interception.
Well,
that's how she's
and now tonight, every once in a while, we work in a little bit of a replay, and when we get heads up on that, we'll try to go back over. Well, we need a little monitor so we can see it too.
But that would help a lot. But if we can get some help from the audience, sometimes we have no problem with that.
We got to give your email, or something like that, so people can contact you.
I got enough people.
I'm way too busy on my end over here to deal with that. But at least give everybody your Twitter address, and then they can tweet you all night long.
I look forward to it.
Yeah. 12-7. Both teams back out and warming up. The Cats will have the ball to start the second half as Ray Pettigrew and Caden Moore exchange pleasantries at midfield, and the Cats say, we want the ball, we want the ball.
Absolutely.
And so can Cambridge start the second half like they started the first half? They came out offensively in the first half. That first possession spread the field 5 wide most of the time and picked the defense apart. Now, and the availability now, we haven't talked about this a lot this year, but another change this year is the ability to use video during the game to instruct your team of what's happening and make adjustments. And I'm sure a lot of that was happening during halftime as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Cats have a very large big screen TV down there on the sidelines where, I don't know, maybe they're watching other games. I'm sure they're getting some inside information there from the booth. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Cambridge comes out for this. You would assume that Bellaire is going to continue to run that adjusted defensive scheme against the Cats because they were getting so much pressure on the quarterback, and he wasn't able to scan the field as easily to hit his receivers. Now, to combat that, though, you're going to have to get the ball out quickly, right? Three-step drops and not so much those out routes, because they have so much speed on the defensive side from the backfield that they can jump those routes. So maybe something across the middle a little bit in front of those deep safeties.
And we saw that happen in first half as, we saw Maurice Webb take one to the house there. And that's kind of what you put together defensively as a package. If we're going to pressure the receivers on the line of scrimmage and bring heat, you're going to have to try to take a couple shots down the field and beat us off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why Ray was playing so far deep. He was the very deep safety in case that happened.
Valentine Insurance kickoff to start the second half, and that one pooched short to one of the upbacks. Trey Stotsberry pulls it down near the 25, and he knows what to do with it. Takes it the other way up across the 40, and then slow to get up. So the Cats will head back out on the field. Stotsberry might have just landed on that ball wrong. He gets up under his own power and comes off now holding his shoulder. So that's a concern for Cambridge, is Trey an integral part on both sides of the ball. 1st and 10 from their own 40. Bobcats down at the score. Spread the field. Once again, 3 wide to the left, back to pass. Moore flips it in the flat, has Ogle, who will pull it down. And Webb makes sure he steps out of bounds. Not a lot gained on that play, only about 4, though, as the Cats continue to chip away underneath. Big Red just showing 3 down linemen up front. Among those is Joey Lewis, 5'7", 155-pound defensive end. And in there to make the play this time. Pulling back. Chicky Labatt on the stop. Clayton Myers on the carry, and a gain of a couple on that play. Big third down here for the Cats to try to keep the drive going. 3rd down and 4. Cats will spread the field, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Moore checks out the defense. Looks to his left. Fires it in the flat underneath, has Myers, and that one will be short of the line of game. Pulled it in, but didn't get down the field enough. And that's going to be 4th down. I don't think they gained a yard on the play. And you get a young guy in there filling in, and the Cats at least line up as if they may go for it here. And Moore will roll to his right, trying to get to the edge, looks down the field, fires it out there. That one's incomplete, so the Cats go for it. As Moore didn't get to the edge and couldn't punt it away, the Cats will turn it over on down and give Bellaire huge field position.
Huge field position. You got to recognize that. Unless that is wide open, you just can't force the ball. You just got to kick that away and look for your defense to make another stop.
So the Big Reds get their first possession of the second half at the Cambridge 46-yard line. Gift wrapped and handed over to them. With 10:47 left here in the third, Bellaire leading 12-7, nearly in 4-down territory. They'll spread the field, 3 receivers to the left, Pettigrew on the inside, and out of the gun. Hetherington takes the snap, looks that way, and then has pressure, flushed out of the pocket, heads to his left, has a man down the field, never saw him, flips it to Pettigrew. That's the same as having a man deep. He had Taryn Frazier had gotten behind the deep backs, and there was nobody tending to him, but too much pressure that time for Hetherington, but he did dump it off, and Pettigrew picks up about 8. 2nd down and 2. And you've talked a couple of times tonight about Pettigrew's ability to run the ball. That time his elusiveness caused some problems for the Cambridge defense.
Yep, got to break down. I don't care how fast he is. If you're running as fast as he is to try to tackle him, you're going to miss.
Pettigrew in motion, back at the deep spot now. 2nd and short, he'll take the fake, and then Kimbrough zigged when he should have zagged that time. He was looking up the field to make a move, and that play falls incomplete as it hit off his shoulder pad. Khalil Kimbrough that time looking to see what kind of space he had in front of him, and
And he had a lot.
He had a lot.
Good play design, and I'm really surprised that they haven't tried that more with Pettigrew because, you know, when that three-receiver bunch over here, he's always the slot guy. He's off the line of scrimmage. Just kick it out to him real quick with 2 lead blockers. They haven't went to that yet. I'm really
Get what you can, right?
Right.
So 3rd and short. They'll go to the power I, and the handoff to the deep back, and that's Roth. He bounces it to the corner, and he'll have the first down and then some, and then a late flag as he was tossed out of bounds. And that will tax him on. Cambridge has picked up a few defensive penalties tonight that have aided the Big Reds, and this one will do that as well. So the dead ball foul from the 28. Take it inside the 15.
That's their 3rd 15-yard penalty tonight. 2 face masks and that late hit out of bounds.
So 1st and 10 from the Cambridge 14-yard line. 10-19 left in the quarter as the Big Reds will stay power I to the left. And the deep back again, Roth makes a move at the line of scrimmage. Got past one defender, but second grouping will pull him down after a gain of about 3 or 4.
And a much better job there by Reed Johnson, keeping his contain instead of letting him get outside. He pushed it back inside.
Well, so much pressure on the defense here when they run that particular formation and put Pettigrew wide.
Yeah.
You just got to pay attention to him because one-on-one probably isn't good enough coverage out there to try to stop him. But he exits here, and it's 2nd and 6. They'll stay in that power look. And out of the play action, corner of the end zone, wide open. That time, Logan Edgar from the 11-yard line for the touchdown. Boy, that play fake that time by Hetherington was a thing of beauty.
That was real nice play fake. And again, Hetherington is a seasoned quarterback. This is his 4th year in that starting role, and he does hold the ball and hide it very well.
So Logan Edgar picks up the score as they spread it around. Hetherington will be on the hold here, and Lytle will be on for the extra point attempt again. And this one is good. So Lytle kicks it through, and the Big Reds extend their lead 19-7. We'll be back right after this.
In your time of need, will you be happy with your cut-rate car insurance? Will you have the coverages you need? Valentine Insurance is dedicated to protecting you and your family when you need it. As an independent insurance agency, we have partnered with many reputable insurance companies who even have local claims adjusters to provide you with unbeatable service. Are you going to trust a talking lizard to help you with your claim? Really? Don't let this happen to you. Trust the professionals at Valentine Insurance. Call 994-1776.
Back at McFarland Stadium, 3rd quarter of action. The Big Reds take advantage of field position. 5 plays to go 46 yards. Hetherington to Logan Edgar from 11 yards out. The extra point attempt makes it 19-7, the Big Reds. So mistakes again by Cambridge, the inability to continue to drive, and the Big Reds now stretch in the lead a little bit. Almost makes this next possession for Cambridge a must-score possession as Hetherington boots it on this Valentine Insurance kickoff and out of bounds. That will bring up a penalty, and the Cats will take it at the 35-yard line.
That'll be Bellaire's 4th penalty on the night for 20 yards. Cambridge with 5 for 65. Again, those 3 15-yarders, especially on that drive, really hurt.
Yeah, a couple big plays, the penalty, and then the play faking of Jake Hetherington. He's done that a couple of times tonight and fooled everybody in the house but you.
Yeah, well, just because I've seen him do it for 4 years and watched so much film on him.
Bobcats 1st and 10 from their own 34. Or 35, that is. Bunch formation to the left. Moore flips it out there, has it to Stotsberry, and a flag comes in immediately, which would make you think that somebody moved or was illegally lined up.
Yeah, they were still moving a little bit at the snap.
So one of those receivers was not set on the outside.
Correct.
That'll be 5 yards, and then, start making mistakes. they compound themselves and make it more difficult here. And Bellaire defense hasn't made it easy on Cambridge since they made adjustments early.
That's right. Yeah, they've been making plays on defense. They've been stopping the run and putting so much pressure on the quarterback that it's making him make that decision. He was obviously running the ball really well in the first half, but that extra pressure is causing a little bit more of an issue for him. And he just doesn't have a lot of time to be able to find those receivers he wants.
So the penalty declined, but the down taken, and it will be 2nd and 10.
Yep.
So Moore and the Cats again able to draw the defense offside for the third or fourth time tonight.
That would be fourth, yes.
Yeah. A couple of times earlier tonight in crucial situations, and right here the Cats pick up a key 5 yards without snapping the ball.
I lost. There you go. Take every 5 you can get.
Yeah. 2nd and 5. 5 wide again. 3 set to the short side on the right. And Moore, 3-man rush, steps up, and 3 guys are going to get to him. At least one of them did, right in the middle of that action. That's Dalton Smelko. And 5 guys blocking 3, and the pocket collapsed quickly that time, and a loss of about 6. So now the Cats facing 3rd and long. We talked a little bit about that at the beginning of this half and the end of the first half, as the Cats' offensive line really struggling to pass protect.
Yep. But when that does happen, though, you got to recognize where those linebackers are coming from. That's the open spot on the field.
Moore will roll to his left, look down the field, fire one out there, and in and out of the hands. They'll say no. Bobbling it as he headed out of bounds that time. Davion Barr, and he looked like he was going to make a great play as he headed out of bounds and kind of juggled a little bit, and the Cats will be forced into a punt formation here. They've only really been in a true punt formation once tonight, and Andy Ugle killed that one.
Well, he's going to need another 52-yarder. No pressure, Andy, but you need to be able to kick this down the field and put some pressure on him.
Back deep. This is another low spiraling kick that drives him back to the 23. Pettigrew takes it there, works to the right, 30, 35, and big collision near the 40. And he keeps his feet there out across the 45. Both Pettigrew and the defender just lowered their heads and ran into each other like a couple of rams. And
yeah, that was a big collision.
Pretty good return. And Ray Pettigrew slow to get up that time. So the Big Reds leading 19-7 with 8:06 left here in the third. We'll end up with the ball really close to midfield once again.
Yeah, it was another good return. About a 20-yard return for Pettigrew.
Yeah, deep kick, but that ball was a low spiraling kick that drove him back a little bit, but there was plenty of time to catch it and get up the field before the coverage team got down there. So the Big Reds leading 19-7 and a chance to maybe tack on another one here out of the eye. Roth, the deep back, takes the handoff left side, big hole, powers through, and taken down by one of the deep backs for the Cats. Bo Stotsberry on the stop, but not until Roth had about 8 or 9. And he is definitely running downhill. That's the definition of it right there.
Yeah, he's a big, strong guy. He's been in that backfield for 3 years for the Big Reds. So, again, he's got a lot of experience coming back. And, you know, credit Bellaire's offensive line. They're certainly giving him some push forward. He's not getting touched till 5 yards down the field.
Unbalanced and power eye to the left side. And, again, Roth pops it through into the secondary. And, again, Stotsberry on the stop. But that one saving a touchdown. And Bellaire just having their way up front, really on both sides of the ball right now. Just smash mouth football that time. 2 plays, chewing up about 25 yards, and it's 1st and 10 from the Cambridge 25. White will check in at the deep spot. Bobcats trying to adjust up front. And it will be White off the left side. stacked up, tried to bounce it to the outside, not much there for Drew White at 6 feet, 170-pound junior. And a flag comes in after the play, so there'll be a dead ball penalty here. As Andy Ogle for the Bobcats comes limping off to the sideline. So no gain on the play. Let's sort out the penalty.
They're moving the Cats back.
Personal foul on the defense, number 67. You have the distance.
So for the Bobcats, another defensive penalty. Big Reds don't need any help. They're getting it done pretty well by themselves, but they'll take that one.
That's their sixth penalty for 80 yards for the Cats tonight.
Be a first down just outside the Cambridge 10-yard line. Give them the 12. With 6:46 in the clock ticking away, 19-7, and they'll stay in that power eye with an unbalanced line to the right side. And a handoff left side. White trying to pop it to the corner. Got there, but he also met a few defenders on the way. And Bobcats ganged up on him. And there'll be a short gain down to the 10.
White on carry.
That's White's sixth carry for 59 yards so far for the Big Reds.
He scored the first touchdown tonight for Bellaire. From a couple yards out, he'll stay in at the deep eye here. Two blockers in front of him. Hetherington under center. He'll keep it on the keeper going to the right. Now reverse direction back to left. Lots of penalties come in there. They came in from everywhere. As Hetherington tried to get outside against the design of the play. I think that one might go against the Big Reds.
Blocking back, offense from 78.
Indeed it does. That's just the first penalty I have for Bellaire on the offensive side of the ball tonight.
Well, that's their sixth overall, 35 yards, and 4 of them were where the defense jumped. I can't remember what the fifth one was.
There you go.
So you are probably correct.
Don't tell anybody. They'll start to expect that all the time, and I can't live up to that kind of pressure.
Now here's the play I was talking about.
Second down and 20. 3 receivers wide to the right. They will flip it to Pettigrew out there. He has a seam, but the Cats closed on him quickly. Feldner with the stop, but a gain inside the 20 down to the 19. But it looked like there was a lot more available there when he first caught that ball.
Yeah, the Cats closed pretty well on that, but you can see why you should go back to that play because, number one, you're getting your best athlete in space with a couple guys in front of him. I'd take my chances all day with that.
Bellaire from the Cambridge 19-yard line facing third down. They need to get to the 3-yard line to pick up a first down. They will flip that formation to the left. Pettigrew out there in a 3-receiver set. Looking that way. Hetherington fires it into the corner, and that one, a duck, picked off. A flag comes in the backfield, but the Cats have it coming the other way, and then another flag comes in on the Cambridge sideline. And let's see if that goes to Ostbury with it again. If it holds, it would be his third one, but let's sort out all the flags on the field.
Well, it was where the quarterback was, so it was either a late hit on the quarterback or it was a hold on him after the pick. But I think he threw it just after the pick.
Yeah, so the ball had already been caught, I think, at that point, or was in the air.
Yeah, it's a continuation of the play. It would be a late hit on the quarterback.
Personal foul.
Right.
Yep. Wow. There you go, and that's the penalty that stands. So the Bobcats again give up the big penalty play and the sideline warning on the Bobcats as well.
Well, I'd like to go back and watch the film on that one to see how late that was. I mean, it is what it is. It happened right in front of the referee.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a game changer.
If you jump up, you jump up to try to block the pass, and then another flag comes in on the Cambridge sideline.
Well, they had already been warned, and now they're going to get hit again.
And that's either for where they're standing or maybe what they said.
Oh, it's definitely what they said. No doubt about that.
You know, you go half the distance to goal, can't be a whole lot more at this point. So that's the second big penalty against Cambridge in this drive. And it will mark it half the distance, take it just inside the 5. Still first and goal for the Big Reds. 4:58 left here in the third, leading 19-7.
Well, that's their 9th penalty, 100 yards.
And Pettigrew will split wide to the right, but the power inside as Roth back in at the deep back. Hetherington will go under center, and probably not a question here as Coach Leak gets an explanation from the officials.
He doesn't like the explanation, but they're not going to take the flag away at this point.
What's done is done, huh?
That's right. Wow. 3rd and a mile.
Could have been a big play one way, and it turns out to be a big play the other. First and goal. Offset eye left side. Roth the deep back, picks his way to the end zone, and that's 6. Bellaire from 5 yards out. Braden Roth. His first score of the night.
Wow.
So Bellaire has scored 4 times in a row since the Cats opened this game with the first drive. Bellaire has answered 4 times, and now Littell in for the extra point attempt. Snap is pretty good. The hold is down, but that kick off to the left side, no good. But the Big Reds extend their lead 25-7, 4:45 left, and nobody leaving the field.
Well, I don't see a flag on the field, but nobody's leaving the field either. Like they're going to replay it or something.
Again, the officials conferring. A couple of the Bobcat defenders have come to the sideline, but nobody from Bellaire has moved away out there.
They're talking about what the heck is going on, but there's not a flag on the field. So, I mean, if you're going to call a flag, there's got to be one there.
Head Coach Leak won't be happy if this one goes against the Cats, right?
You can believe it's going to go against Cambridge. There's no doubt about that. They're talking about the kids or somebody in the end zone. I don't know what the heck they're doing.
I don't know either.
They're all pointing. I don't know. Well, he's going to make an announcement here in a second, you would think.
Or he's going to go to the other bench and
they're going to give him another shot at it.
They're lining up to do it again. The replay.
What in the world are we doing? Let's announce this here so we can all know what's going on, guys. They're not going to do it either.
So that extra point attempt nullified. They'll try it again. Again, Hetherington on the hold. Got it down this time, and the kick is up.
Good this time.
And it was no good. Looked a lot better.
It sure did.
The result was the same, and the score stays the same, 25-7. Big Reds. We'll be back right after this.
This is Russ Abels. Summer's winding down, but did you know this is actually the perfect time to upgrade your air conditioning? Because at Abels, the end of the season means an amazing deal. Call us now. We have system financing, and with incentives and extra add-ons available, the savings really add up. It's a great opportunity. Our best offer of the season on a new high-efficiency system. Call Abels and save on your new air conditioning system right now.
Back at McFarland Stadium, 4:45 left here in the third. Big Reds have scored a couple of more times here in the third period to extend their lead 25-7 as Hetherington steps in for a Valentine Insurance kickoff. Cats have not only were the wheels shaking and baking, but they've fallen off a little bit here in the third. And Hetherington's kicked down the field again underneath to one of the upbacks, and the Cats will bring it out across the 30. I think they might have brought Davian Barr up a little closer that time, expecting that.
Yeah, that was Barr.
And he didn't have a whole lot of space there to return that one. Early this season, Davion was returning kicks extremely well, and I think teams have probably caught on a little bit that they got to keep it away from him and cover him up a little better.
You can't take special teams practice time off. That is very important, especially when you have a team that can return kicks like Cambridge has shown they can.
Bobcats from their own 31-yard line. Down big, come out slinging, out to the right flat. That's completed, and about a 10 to 12-yard pickup. Bo Stotsberry on the reception, and a WB Green first down for the Bobcats, their first down of this half.
Yeesh.
And a flag comes in as Moore steps up in the pocket, finds a man down the sideline, and that's completed, but the flag,
I don't think they were set again.
I think the illegal formation or illegal procedures, the flag dropped on the Cambridge side. And if we learned anything tonight, where that flag gets dropped tells you a little bit about who it's against.
There you
right?
go. See?
So
if there's a test, information.
If there's a test at the end, I've got one question right. I know.
And that's a big penalty too. Jeez,
yeah,
that was a 30-yard gain.
That would have been a 30-yard gain down to about the 30, and instead the Cats will bring it back, and it'll be 1st and 15. 2 receiver set, 1 each way. Moore on the play action, rolling left, steps up, fires it down the middle, has a man coming across, and again, Stotsberry. Check that. That's Ogle, I believe.
Yes, that's Ogle.
With the yellow gloves. I should know that by now, right?
Tried to give you some inside information
yeah,
again.
I know. The yellow gloves. They should all have different colored gloves, so I know them right away.
That would help.
Man down for the Big Reds on that play as the Cats pick up another WB Green Insurance first down. And Moore put that ball on the money coming across his body.
Yeah.
A tough throw and a good catch.
Yeah, absolutely. Tough throw. With your momentum going to the left, he tried to stop and be able to throw it back across his body and right on the money. And credit Ogle for bringing it in.
Clock stop, 4:07 left here in the third. A lot of time left.
Sure there is. Yeah, I mean, you're not out of the game by any means. Your defense has to come up with a couple stops to be able to give you an opportunity, but the offense has to quit having penalties, and of course the defense too, but just keep moving the ball. Put the ball in the end zone with a couple minutes to go here and give yourself an opportunity to finish in the fourth quarter.
Maurice Webb, the injured player on the play, gets up and off the field under his own power. I want to thank our sponsors for tonight's streaming broadcast. Wayne Garage Door, WB Green Insurance, 209 Tire, Papa John's, AMG Vanadium. And it's 1st and 10 for the Cats at the 47 of the Big Reds. A little play action, quick flip out in the flat, and that's completed. Barr hauls it in and up the field for a short gain. Davion looks like he's running a lot more tentatively than he did earlier in the season that time. Picked up 4. More of the inside handoff. Trey Stotsberry on the carry, gets it to the 40 and shy of a first down by about 3 yards. 3rd and 3, certainly at this point in the game and score, 4 down territory for the Bobcats, down 25-7. Again to Stotsberry straight ahead, lower the shoulder. Did he get the momentum? And it appears that way from the linesman. And they'll move the sticks for another WB Green Insurance first down.
Stotsberry's 8th rush for 29 yards for the
Tough
Cats.
Yards, every one of them.
Yeah, for sure.
3:06 left here in the third. Bobcats on the move down 25-7. And again, Stotsberry straight ahead, not this time. Graham Campbell on the stop, along with Joey Lewis in there as well, and a short gain on the play of a couple. 2nd and 8, down to the Bellaire 34. 2-by-2, receiver set left and right for Moore, who'll look to his left, then step up and take off to the 30, head to the side and inside the 30 before he's finally chased down from behind. Braden Roth there. And then a man down here on the near sideline, too. One of the Big Reds who chased him down. That might be 16, I think it is.
That looks like it, yeah.
Joey Lewis, we just called his name. He was chasing that play down hard from the backside, trying to get a piece of him, and he'll hobble off.
Boy,
a 50-yard one-legged hop.
Yeah, that's tough right
That's
there.
like the conditioning we used to make you guys do, right? Hop on your left leg across the field, turn
Right.
around and come back to the right
Well,
side.
he realized he had a long way to go, so he held up there and
a
let
couple
somebody
guys
come
came
help
out
him.
and helped him. Thanks, Coach.
Maybe a rolled ankle or something
Yeah.
there. There was a lot of bodies there piled up.
2:23 left here in the third. Bobcats face 3rd and 2. As Moore unable to pick up enough to move the sticks there. Cats will go with a short bunch formation left side. Stottsbury in the backfield with Moore. Instead, the Cats will throw it. And did they get enough is the thing.
Close.
Very close. Is Moore a quick pass to the sideline to Bo Stottsbury. He hauled it down, and he gets up hobbling.
He looks like he's got it. Barely.
Now?
Nope, just a little short.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeesh.
They ran a 1 yard out. And Moore will take the snap, run the quarterback sneak from 5 yards deep. And I think this time got enough. It took a few plays to get that done.
And a lot of time.
And a
2
lot
minutes.
of time. Yeah, time is just as important in the third quarter as it is in the fourth.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
all these
it's all the
seconds,
same.
yeah, all adds up. Under 2 to play here in the third. Cambridge on the move. Started this drive at their own 31-yard line. This is play number 10. As Moore looks to his right. Now down the seam. Has a man. That tipped. Pettigrew there. There's a little air under that. That's 6 points. But you're lucky Pettigrew didn't pick that and take it the other way. Because
nobody would have
right
caught it
there.
Down that sideline.
So incomplete, 2nd and 10.
And that shows you the confidence that Bellaire has in those corners because they're up, bumping and running, and that's typically where Pettigrew plays.
He stays back at that deep safety. Cats throw it underneath. They have a man there. That's completed inside the 10.
I think it was
Caldwell. Looked like Caldwell coming from the outside in, and it was. Andrew Caldwell with the catch. Had the touchdown earlier tonight, and that's another WB Green Insurance first down, 4th of this drive for the Cats. And 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Cats have been down here before. They were inside the 10 earlier this game, went for it and didn't make it, so they need to get points this time. Moore rolls to his right, pressure that way, has to plant, cut up the field, lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage as Bellaire was bringing the house from the outside. And Chicky Lamont comes up limping on the play. And it'll stop the clock with 1:03 as they tend to yet another injured player. Hey, these guys playing hard out there on both sides. And
sure.
There'll be a lot of guys using ice after tonight's game.
Yeah, week 5, you don't usually see the cramps and stuff like that, and I don't think we've seen any of those tonight. So not the time of year you want to get some bumps and bruises. Because you know you're going to be putting together a stretch run with league games coming up.
Cobb Riddle.
Every game's important, really,
Yeah.
in a 10-game season, I guess. But you always want to be able to try to win your league.
Caldwell beating Belpre tonight, 68-0. Cobb Riddle wanted to make sure I heard his voice or he heard mine, and he gave me that score.
There
So
you go.
68-0. That's like a Cobb Riddle golf score, I think. 68 on the front 9 at Robbins Ridge.
We've all been there. At least some of us have been.
1:03 left here in the third. As Lamont will get up and make his way to the sideline. He doesn't look too much worse for the wear, huh?
He looks like he's getting off pretty easily.
25-7. Big Reds, Cambridge. Facing 2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. plenty of time to think of the play over. The Cats will come out 5 wide, 3 to the right. And Moore alone in the backfield. They'll wind the clock into play, and here we go. Man-to-man coverage as Moore takes the snap, looks to his left, fires it on the slant, and has his man. Devin Ogle from 8 yards out, and the Cats get their first point since early in the first period.
I was going to try to predict the little fade route into the corner with Ogle there on that play, but they must have saw that inside. Maybe Pettigrew had rolled over a little bit, so they took advantage of the slant.
Parsons on for the extra point attempt, and that one is up and good. Cats have life, 25-14, 51 seconds left here in the third period. We'll be back right after this.
Galaxy Pizza of Byesville and Cambridge features fresh-made dough and fresh-cut veggies on their products every day. Pizza and wings make the perfect combination for your game. Galaxy Pizza is happy to help with the sports preview and want to wish all teams good luck in the upcoming season. Enjoy the evening and enjoy their pizza. Galaxy Pizza, we're out of this world. Give them a call in Byesville or in Cambridge to place your order at 685-0744 or 439-0744.
Back at McFarland Stadium, third period winding down. We've seen Bellaire score a couple of times early in the period. Bobcats add one late here. 25-14 as Cambridge caps off a 13-play drive. 69 yards with 51 seconds left on the clock. Cats took that drive, started it with 4:37 to go. So fairly efficient, but they need to be a little bit more aware of time as this quarter continues on and we go to the fourth. As Parsons on for the Valentine Insurance kickoff. This is a little squib kickoff to the left. I don't know if he intended to maybe kick it that short, but it ends up near midfield. And the Big Reds are going to enjoy, again, great field position. They've had the ball 3 times this half, JV. Once at the Cambridge 46, once at their own 48, and this one at their own 49.
Well, you wanted to get into the fourth quarter no more than 2 scores down. So they accomplished what they wanted, but my goodness, you can't give it to them at the 50. Now you're putting yourselves in a hole again.
Batter group split wide to the right, power I in the backfield, and again the handoff to Roth, who's just been pounding through the Cambridge defense this second half, and he'll pick up 3, maybe 4 on that first down carry into Cambridge territory, and the clock will start winding down.
Well, that'll get us to the quarter. They're in no hurry.
Got 5 that play, and they'll let it wind down. We'll let it go, too, and head to the fourth period, get you caught up on other scores around the area. Here is Bellaire 25, Cambridge 14. Back in a moment.
Here's a quick check of that Buckeye Tire Pros scoreboard. In the fourth quarter, Sheridan leading John Glenn 21-7. Caldwell in a final beats Belpre 68-0. In the fourth quarter, Heath leading Zanesville 11-8. Tri-Valley leading New Lex 14-12. That in the fourth quarter. Maysville beating Crooksville 24-0 in the fourth quarter. And Philo leading West Muskingum 20-14. That game also in the fourth quarter.
Are you looking for a way to make a positive difference in a child's life? Hi, my name is Alicia Mallett, and I'm the Foster Care Program Coordinator for Guernsey County Children's Services. There are children right here in your community who need a temporary or permanent home through foster care or adoption. Are you ready to be that home for them? For more information on how to become a foster or adoptive parent, please call 740-439-5555. The children in our community are counting on you.
Back at McFarland Stadium, first grade math going on in the press box tonight. We're all learning to count down from 5. And Brent Boyer's the winner. So you would expect that from the clock guy. 12 minutes left to go. Big Reds on top 25-14. And again, power football as they hit Roth right up the middle. A flag came in. He might have been aided there by a penalty, but you'd expect a hold in the middle of that thing. And that is indeed the call. Roth is having pretty good success running the ball tonight, but that one he didn't get touched till he got to secondary, and that will bring it back. So instead of 2nd and 5, all the way back to the 49, 2nd and 9. That hold took place pretty far down the field.
Well, I think he was off by a couple yards there, but it was his flag, not mine.
We should give you one up here. I know you can get it there.
Oh, not anymore.
2nd and 8. We need a drone to just drop it from up above. Power offset to the right side this time. Hetherington under center. And again, the deep back Roth will take it and plant to the outside, down to the 45, bouncing off defenders and fall forward. It looks like he got enough there. Picked up 8, maybe 9, and moved the sticks again for the Big Reds. And they block that 2 different ways. They give it to him straight ahead, and then they'll play looks like the same exact play, but he'll angle it outside, a little zone block different, and that one another first down for Bellaire.
He has definitely been the workhorse here in the second half. 73 yards on the night on 14 carries.
Yeah, and unofficially I have them with 16 first downs through the first 3 periods. Well, and had one on there. 10:50 left in the game, 25-14. Big Reds with the ball in Cambridge territory. This time White, he tries to cut it to the edge and not successful in getting to the corner that time.
White on the carry,
Vincent Lopez for the Bobcats on the stop. White got a couple. But for the Big Reds, they're just happy that clock keeps on running.
Yes, and they are using every second they can.
10-22 and climbing. 25-14. 2nd down and 8 from the Cambridge 38. Pettigrew, he'll spread the field wide to the left, and Cats will just give him single coverage on this play. Power eye shifts to the left side. White will knife through that way and pick up good yardage close to the first down marker.
White on the carry, Caldwell.
Xander Caldwell on the stop for the Cats.
Brings up 3rd down.
And 3rd and a yard. 4 down territory certainly for the Big Reds here. Leading comfortably and the clock working in their favor. Both teams still have 3 timeouts. As Jacob Dowling will split wide to the right, but they'll stay in that power set. And seeing 2 contrasting styles here tonight. Cats going 5 wide most of the night, and the Big Reds just coming out and smash mouthing their way for another first down and a big gain. White off the left side, and he'll take it inside the 20. Bo Stotsberry among those on the stop, and it's been downhill running in the second half for Bellaire.
Yeah, they're getting so much push up front and getting to Cambridge's second level untouched.
White checks out, Roth back in. Those guys just a 1-2 punch, pounding away. Both about 180 pounds, but it certainly looks like they're bigger than that moving along there, doesn't it?
And they run a lot harder than that, too.
8:40 and counting left in the game. Big Reds in the red zone, and a flag comes in.
Ball start. Offense.
And that one on Bellaire, one of the few mistakes they've made offensively. The way they're turning up yardage here, that doesn't look like that'll be an issue.
No, and luckily that one came back because he was going to bounce that one outside and had a big gain there too.
Bobcats unable to maintain the edge in a lot of these plays. 3-man defensive front for the Bobcats. 5 linebackers pressed up tight behind him. 9 in the box here. Hetherington waiting for that clock to wind down. Turns, hands off Roth. Big collision right at the line of scrimmage, and Roth will go down hard there. Bo Stotsberry. And Hunter Williams there for the Cats, and Roth that time, one of the few plays he hasn't gained a whole lot, got a couple.
Yeah, big collision at the line of scrimmage there, and Hunter Williams won that battle.
Second down, 13. Bellaire doing what they intended to here.
Absolutely.
Eat up clock.
Yep.
7:37.
And knowing that was their game plan coming into game too, right?
Waiting for that play clock to wind down. Hetherington down to the 1 or 2 second mark. And Roth on the cut back there gets his pins cut out from under him and went down hard on the turf.
Yeah, they may want to check into him because he hit that turf really hard with his head.
And he will head off.
Yeah.
Grabbing his lower back.
Lower back. He
that
kind of
hurt,
whiplash
that hurt me.
Yeah, just watching it.
So one thing, I mean, the ground is hard. This stuff is harder.
Absolutely.
Under 7 left to play. Big Reds have had this ball for the entire fourth period. They took over with 44 seconds left in the third. And we're at the 6:45 mark here in the fourth as they spread the field, and now will burn a timeout. They will, with the play clock winding down. They'll face 3rd and 8, 6:41 to go in the ball game, 25-14. Bellaire and on the move. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Are you looking for a way to make a positive difference in a child's life? Hi, my name is Alicia Mallett, and I'm the Foster Care Program Coordinator for Guernsey County Children's Services. There are children right here in your community who need a temporary or permanent home through foster care or adoption. Are you ready to be that home for them? For more information on how to become a foster or adoptive parent, please call 740-439-5555. The children in our community are counting on you.
Back at McFarland Stadium, fourth quarter action, 6:41 left in the game, and I don't think you can draw it up much better than how Bellaire's done it tonight. They play great defense. They've made timely plays, both offensively and defensively, but this fourth quarter drive has been a thing of beauty.
You want to win games, this is how you do it in the fourth quarter. Control the line of scrimmage, run that clock down. We were worried about trying to get back in it, going into the fourth with a 2-touchdown deficit.
Can't get the ball back.
There you go. That's like 4-touchdown deficit.
Pass out in the right flat. Pettigrew has it, trying to spin away from one defender, and the Cats will do a good job defending on this one and haul him down for a short gain and toss him out of bounds near the 12-yard line. So that'll stop the clock and bring up 4th down for Bellaire. And I think they will opt to continue to keep the offense on the field.
Well, makes sense.
4th and 5, they've chewed up yards pretty easily here, and they'll stay out there, but into the shotgun. 3 receivers wide left, Pettigrew out there. Bobcat defense makes the adjustment. Hetherington back to pass, pump fakes it, fires a second time, has a man, and a flag came in the backfield at the end of that play, and one of the Cambridge defenders clapping his hands like that may be on Bellaire, so we'll see. Kimbrough on the reception, and we'll find the flag here.
After the play, have dead ball, personal foul on the offense, be 15 yards from the spot. Bellaire ball, first down still.
Well, they got a first down. Bellaire with the personal foul. So give them the first down, but they retain possession of the ball. That's the big thing.
Yeah, who cares?
Bellaire still has the ball in a fresh 4 down.
They're fine with that.
They're fine with that because it just gives them more time to run off the clock. You know, the Bobcats scoring a touchdown late third period thinking, okay, if we get the next couple possessions, we'll score a couple more times. They're back in this thing. They haven't sniffed the ball since then.
Now, you got to credit Bellaire's offensive line for controlling the game up front so that give them an opportunity to run the ball and chew up that clock like they have.
Oh, 1st and goal to go from the 22-yard line.
And of course, the fans are yelling that they don't understand the rule. They picked up the first down, so it's a first down. It was
a dead ball
foul. So that gets tacked on after the play. So it's absolutely a first down.
Yeah, what needed to happen, if the Cats win the ball, you got to make sure that they don't pick up the first down or that the pass is incomplete, but that didn't happen. So now 1st and goal It should be, right?
Well, it's from the spot of the well.
Because they had picked up the first down at the
correct
9-yard line or so.
Correct.
They're stretching the change on the far side, though, but we'll see. They're at the 22-yard line. Clock wound back into play. They're in that power set again. Straight ahead. White goes down, and knifing in there for the Bobcats that time was Vincent Lopez again. And Cats starting to get some penetration in there. You see the same play enough and start figuring out ways maybe to defend it. And that's typically when Bellaire's hit them with that outside run.
Yeah, he made a great play there to cut inside and a little veer inside and caught the guard off, or the tackle, I'm sorry, off guard a little bit. Was
The
able
White
to trip him
stays
up.
in. He'll stay in at the tailback spot. Pettigrew split wide to the right. And again, the play clock down to 5:35 left on the game clock. That ball snapped right through the legs of Hetherington and picked up by the Bobcats.
Well, we've seen about everything in this game.
We have. Xander Caldwell.
Caldwell for the Bobcats.
So the Cats come up with the big play right there.
Jeez. Well, give yourselves a shot here. But you got to score quick. You can't be using a 3-minute drive here.
So quickly, the Cats on the field, 5:29 to go, down 25-14. Moore back to pass, looks to his left, looks to his right. Nobody there, and he'll have to try to gain as much as he can and get out of bounds. And a late flag comes in here, again from the referee, at the end of the play.
Dead ball, personal foul on the defense, number 16, 15-yard penalty. That player was
So that flag actually on the tackle as Lewis, the late hit when Moore ran out of bounds.
Well, you'll take penalty anytime you can get it, but
Yeah.
that seemed like
The 1st and 10 for the
cheaper.
Bobcats. WB Green Insurance first down. Moore back to pass, steps up and battling for a couple, but needing yards down the field. He didn't have anything underneath, and his receivers quickly got a little further down than he was able to deal with.
Yeah, you got to be cognizant of the clock for sure.
It was 2nd down and 8. Moore quick pass to the sideline. Trey Stosbury hauls it in and didn't get out of bounds. Fighting for yardage. Got to realize now that yardage is important, but also getting that clock stop as you advance. 3rd down and 5 for Cambridge. Moore looks to his left, then back to the right. Nobody there, and forced to run the ball. Got nothing out of it. Good defensive play. Smelko there that time to haul Moore down. And both of them a little bit slow to get up there.
Yeah, Caden got bent over.
And it is 4th down. Yeah, he got bent like a pretzel.
Yeah.
4th down, 4 minutes to go. And the Cats have no choice but to go for it here. 5 wide. 3 timeouts left for Cambridge, with 3:49 and the clock continuing to tick away. As Moore takes the snap, 3-man rush, steps up, looks down the field, has a man in between 2 defenders.
Somehow he caught the ball.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Bo Stotsmary has my Iron Man award. He got hammered from 2 guys, hauls it in, and gets the first down.
Wow.
That one is a Bo Stotsbury Insurance first down right there. Moore again under pressure, spins away from 1 tackler, fires this one late and out of bounds as he went down there. Pettigrew came up and put a hit on him that time. Incomplete. 2nd and 10, 3:21 to go. I don't know if you'll ever see a better individual effort than that. He got sandwiched, hammered, 4th down and long yardage, and you make that play.
Great concentration to hang on to that ball.
2nd and 10. Cats go 4 wides to the left. Ogle one-on-one to the right. Moore looks to his left. Now again under pressure, stepped right up and fumbled the ball. And the Big Reds come up with it. Drew White comes out of there with the fumble. And the Big Reds will be able to effectively run this one out. Cats needed something good to happen there. And Cambridge, again, unable to protect the quarterback well enough to give him time to throw down the field. So 3:12 left to go as the Big Reds take over one more time, leading 25-14. And their own 41-yard line here. Cats have 3 timeouts, but you got to stop them before you can use those.
Yeah. Yeah, timeouts are kind of irrelevant at this point.
Braden Roth, the deep back. Straight eye and clock stop.
Bellaire wants a timeout.
And Bellaire will take a timeout. They may not have had 11 guys out there because they only had one blocking back.
They were all celebrating.
Yeah. 3:10 left in the game. We'll take a quick break. 25-14. Big Reds back in 30 seconds.
Are you looking for a way to make a positive difference in a child's life? Hi, my name is Alicia Mallett, and I'm the Foster Care Program Coordinator for Guernsey County Children's Services. There are children right here in your community who need a temporary or permanent home through foster care or adoption. Are you ready to be that home for them? For more information on how to become a foster or adoptive parent, please call 740-439-5555. The children in our community are counting on you.
Back at McFarland Stadium, just 3 minutes, 10 seconds left in this one. Bellaire came in 1-3 tonight. Cats at 3-1, and the Big Reds well on their way to adding their second win of the season. Cambridge looking at loss number 2, as again they'll go with that power eye. Yeah, they only had 2 backs in the backfield in the last one. White will start inside, pop it to the edge, work up the left sideline, and stay in bounds. Might have still got enough for the first down, or just shy of it.
Yep.
Right to the 50-yard line, give him 9 yards, and it's more than enough to keep the clock going too.
You know, as you said, Cambridge still has 3 timeouts left. If you're going to use them, no sense in not just using them now, since he stayed in bounds.
Down a couple of scores. Hetherington waiting again for that play clock to wind down. Takes it, hands it off. Roth straight ahead, pounds his way into Cambridge territory once again, and that'll move the sticks. And the Cats will use the first of those 3. We'll take it with them. 2:18 left here in tonight's contest, 25-14. Bellaire will be back right after this.
They were there for us, and this Veterans Day we're giving back. This is Russ Abels from Abels Heating, Cooling, and Electric. We've partnered with Amana to give new furnaces to 2 local heroes in need. Whether they're active duty, a veteran, or a surviving spouse, if you know someone who could use help staying warm this winter, tell us. See the details and make your nomination by October 21st at heatforourheroes.com and help Able serve those who served us.
Back at McFarland Stadium, Aaron Carpenter, the Eagle Eye spotter tonight, has done an outstanding job keeping us all aware of the ball carrier, and that's not an easy thing to do with the camouflage jerseys. He may be the only guy up here that doesn't wear glasses. 2:18 left. Bobcats have burned a timeout. They need to get a stop if they intend to have any chance of trying to get the ball back and get something done here. Hetherington again under center. Bobcats step in the neutral zone and give them 5.
11th penalty for Cambridge, 110 yards.
Had a lot of them tonight. Second half, though, it has been Roth hammering the ball, Drew White hammering the ball. And when that happens, the guys up front are getting something done.
Absolutely, yeah. Roth has 12 carries this half for about 80 yards. 83 yards.
Due to get another one right here. As he does, 1st and 5, straight ahead, pops it through 40, spins down to the 35, and moves the sticks again for Bellaire. And the clock wound back up into play. Another first down. '20th first down unofficially tonight for Bellaire.
And that's their MO. They want to be able to control the line of scrimmage, control the clock, and pound that ball down your throat. They've done it all year so far in each of their games.
I got Cambridge with 18 first downs. Most of those came on 3 drives.
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the Cambridge 36-yard line. Again, Roth. Again, a hole on the right side, and he's looking for a place to park, and he might do it in the end zone all the way down to the 10-yard line. Wow. They say you could drive a truck through there. I think they just did.
Yes. And that's a lot of real good individual effort as well by Roth.
Another Big Reds first down, 1:27 left in the game. And they'll have it 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. And effectively at this point, you can take a knee a few times. Clock continuing to wind down. Etherington. Under center again, that power eye. Most teams haven't seen this in a playbook for a long time, but they'll give it to Roth. He'll get stacked up at the line of scrimmage, still not going down. And finally, the second or third wave of defenders gets him on the ground. Check that White on the carry, wasn't it?
Yep.
Hey, 44 or 4.
Either way, they've both been tearing it up.
The result is pretty similar. 38 seconds left, 21 on the play clock, and if the Big Reds want, they can take a knee here and end it. If they don't want, they can hand it off and maybe score again.
Well, either way, they better hurry up. They're going to run out of time.
3 on the play clock. They will hand it off left side. White hit once, twice, 3 times. Finally, he'll go down, but that'll be the final play of the night. As the Big Reds, and probably rightly so, knocking on the door for another score. They control this game. Big Reds 25, Cambridge 14. Your final score tonight. Bellaire moving to 2-3 on the season. Bobcats dropping their 2nd consecutive game will move to 3-2. Stay tuned. We've got our post-game wrap-up coming up. We've got lots to talk about there. Other scores from around the area, our stats, scoring, player of the game, and our lineman of the game as well. All that coming up right after these messages.
Do you really think that an insurance company who promises quotes in a few minutes has your best interest in mind? Do they really know you and what coverages you need? Hi, this is John Valentine with Valentine Insurance. We take time to learn about you and your insurance needs so you can feel comfortable that you're receiving the right coverages at the best possible prices. Find us on Facebook, stop by our office, or give us a call at 994-1776. Valentine Insurance, a partner you can depend on.
Are you looking for a career path with a growing company? AMG Vanadium is actively recruiting for its Cambridge and Zanesville plants. Come join a company with a strong environmental purpose and commitment to community. To learn more, visit AMG's website at amg-v.com/careers. AMG offers a competitive wage and benefit package. Applications are currently being accepted.
When it's game night, let Papa John's Pizza on Southgate Parkway feed your team after the game. Hey, this is Shannon. You can create your pizza with all your favorite toppings or pick one of our specialty pizzas like the Super Hawaiian, the Philly Cheesesteak, the Works, or the Fiery Buffalo Chicken. Don't forget we also have chicken poppers, wings, breadsticks, and cheese sticks too. Call 740-439-PAPA. That's 439-7272 or order from your phone at papajohns.com.
I'm not buying till I check Doan Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford online at doanford.com.
Back at McFarland Stadium, wrapping up a Week 5 contest between the Bobcats and Bellaire Big Reds. Big Reds outlasting the Cats tonight, 25-14. And really wrapping up our postgame here on our Doan Ford postgame report. Bill Kafury, John Valentine, doing all the easy work tonight. Cooper Klobuchuk and Andrew Dunlap doing all the hard work. We put Andrew outside, although the weather was nice tonight. He couldn't complain about that. But 25-14 tonight. I'm going to make the comment, JV, I don't think the game was as close as the score.
Well, yeah, it was. The score looks very close, but Bellaire controlled the game for 3 quarters, right? The first quarter, the Cats came out firing and looked like it was going to be a fun night for the Bobcats, and Bellaire didn't want any part of that. You know, that the turnover, the pick six was a turning point for sure, and that just gave Bellaire's offense an opportunity to flex their muscles and take their time and run the clock and run the ball. And really, that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, we always at the in our post-game wrap-up, brought to you by Doan Ford here. We always want to thank all of our sponsors. Tons of them tonight. Wayne Garage Door, Galaxy Pizza, Papa John, 209 Tire. All of our insurance folks, WB Green Insurance, Valentine Insurance, patrons, Buckeye Mutual Insurance, and all the others. But we also have our special things that we talk about a little bit. And the play of the game, and I think that is the play of the game, brought to you by Guernsey County Children's Services. And the Cats seem to have the game in hand. That first drive of the night, taking it down the field, 13 plays, 88 yards, capping it off a quick score. Bellaire comes back, but the Cats right away start driving it down the field again and throw a quick out, pick six, and Maurice Webb takes it to the house, 60 yards. That was the tide that turned things, because they never looked back from that point on. It just stood 12-7 at halftime, but Bellaire controlled the second period. They came out and scored 2 more times in the third period. Hetherington found Logan Edgar in the end zone, Braden Roth from 5 yards out, and then the Cats answer late third period with 51 seconds to go. Cambridge gets on the board and makes it 25-14, and Cambridge never saw the ball again. Not until late in the game with about 5 minutes to go, Cambridge finally gets another touch, but at that point, you need 2 scores and you can't get the ball back.
Yeah, I mean, just look, you got to credit Bellaire a lot tonight. Defensively, I've been talking about their offensive line, how great they did, and you have to give them a lot of credit for that. But the defense stepped it up too. I mean, not only the pick six, but Cambridge's running game, besides Caden Moore, running the ball for, 25 times he ran the ball. But the Cambridge struggles running the ball anyway. But Bellaire stepped it up and played real good defense, and they were giving Cambridge some underneath routes. They weren't going to let them get beat deep, and that's why you saw Pettigrew playing that deep safety. So they were going to take their chances. So a good defensive game plan against Cambridge. So, Bellaire played a pretty solid game tonight.
Yeah, they did. They came in well prepared. They knew what they had to do. They slowed the Cats down early but couldn't stop them. Cambridge with the first early score there as Moore found Caldwell. Caden tonight, a couple more touchdown passes, finding Caldwell, and then late finding Devin Ogle. But in between, throws his first pick of the year, and it's a pick six. And the Cat defense played well enough, although they only forced Bellaire to punt the ball one time on their first possession. They did get 3 turnovers tonight. Bo Stottsbury, a couple of those, and a late fumble recovery by Xander Caldwell, but the offense couldn't do anything with those.
Yeah. Well, and
when you get good field position, you got to take advantage.
And that could have changed to the third pick by Bo Stottsbury, which did not count because of a roughing the passer call. That could have been a huge turning point because Bellaire was going in to score at that particular point, and that could have changed things tremendously. But you mentioned Bo Stottsbury. I mean, he had a heck of a game, and we'll talk about him more, I'm sure, as this goes on. But, Cambridge's offense was kind of pedestrian tonight. I mean, they didn't really run the ball great, which you kind of expected that. Bellaire's got some pretty good guys up front to be able to control that. But Caden Moore was a little ineffective because of the pressure that he had on him. And you could see him pressing a little bit, trying to make some things happen that he probably shouldn't have. Tried to force the ball a couple times and got in trouble. And the pick six, that's the first thing that you learn as a quarterback. You can't throw that out pass short. And that's just a great play by the defense. I'm not getting on Caden about that. That was really the one mistake he made. But just little things of trying to force here and there, that's tough to – and I understand where he's at. He's trying to make a play. He knows his team's struggling and looking for him to do something. So I'm not certainly going to get on Caden for that. He had a heck of a game.
Oh, yeah.
But, just those little things. But that, man, if that third pick by Bo holds up instead of that penalty, that changes things for sure.
He certainly kept him out of the end zone, or would have one more time and give the Cats a chance. The strategy tonight by Bellaire was don't give up a big play.
Yes,
they didn't give up a big play. They made the Cats throw it underneath. Then they brought heat. And if they got home a bunch of times with a 3-man rush, and when that didn't work, they started bringing guys off the corners and from the secondary, and that worked. So, Caden was looking over his shoulder, and he was running from pressure all night long. And when you're doing that, it's tough to look deep down the field.
Yeah, it was tough. And you need to take advantage of some of those shorter routes when you get that much pressure. And we saw that last week, too, against Indian Valley. They were trying to kind of push the ball down the field when just take what the defense is giving you and try to get those 10, 15 intermediates, especially when you're getting pressure. Hopefully the Cats will learn from that. But, but defensively, 359 yards of total offense by Bellaire and 274 of them on the ground.
Yeah.
So,
when's the last time you saw a team come out and grind it up like that, right?
39 rushing attempts by Bellaire and 20 of them by Braden Roth. Obviously, I mentioned earlier, he was the workhorse in that second half. He led the way with 123 yards. And Drew White, 12 rushes for 87. Hetherington had a couple in there, 3 for 23. And Pettigrew had 4 in the first half for 41, so 274 total. It's just basically a domination by the up-front guys. I mean, that was a great offensive plan. And Hetherington wasn't real sharp through the air.
He struggled a little bit there.
Absolutely. He can throw the
Had
ball
a couple
deep.
Nice runs, though.
Yep, he had a couple nice runs, 10 for 19, the 2 picks, and 85 yards total. Receiving was Pettigrew with 7 for 49. He basically led the way, except for that touchdown by Edgar.
Yeah, Pettigrew was the guy first half, too, with his explosiveness. He made some plays just with his wheels, and you thought, wow, he's going to be hard to defend, but he wasn't the guy Cambridge ended up needing to defend as the game went on. It was Roth and White who just pounded the Cats on the ground. And again, as we said earlier, you credit Big Red's offensive line. Their defensive line controlled things on that side. Their offensive line on that side of the ball controlled things tonight too, and they win this game. Although the score looks like it was fairly close, Cambridge couldn't get the ball to do anything with it, and when they did get it, didn't do anything with it really for most of the night. So credit Bellaire on that side. And we did have the drive of the game early. Cats, we said that first drive of the game kind of thought that set the tone. You come out 13 plays, 88 yards, kind of took what the defense gave them. And then capping that off with a 26-yarder to Moore in the corner of the end zone. But, we saw that same thing happen to the Cambridge Bobcats a year ago at Bellaire. Come out, score early, get ahead, but couldn't hang in there. And that's exactly what happened tonight. Bellaire didn't give up. They played tough, and they came to pop tonight. There were some pads banging down there tonight on both sides. some guys will be going to the ice machine tonight a little bit.
Well, I told you that Bellaire's 1-3 record coming in. They are not a 1-3 team. They played a very tough schedule so far, and they are much better than a 1-3 team coming in. And they showed that tonight. They certainly gave Cambridge all they could handle.
Drive of the game brought to you by patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company. That was Cambridge's first possession, and that was 18 plays. Cambridge had another 17-play drive they didn't score on, and then another late drive where they went 13 plays and punched one in. Bellaire, on the other hand, they had a couple of 10-play drives as well. So, when you get a couple teams possess the ball like these two teams did tonight, you'd think the game would go a little quicker. That didn't seem to happen either. Post-game report brought to you by Doan Ford tonight brings us to our last couple of things to talk about is our lineman of the game. And Cat's got several senior linemen. A bunch of them do it on both sides of the ball. And since you didn't step up and name anybody, I did.
I was kind of busy crunching numbers.
You were doing numbers over there. All the guys that helped us count earlier tonight left. But I'm going to go. I think Angelo Rocco is a senior. Hadn't had it, has he?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, so Angelo, Bobcats center who gets everything started and also plays a lot on the defensive side of the ball. And he is our Guernsey Muskingum power lineman of the game. And then our player of the game is sponsored each week by Plus One Pizza.
Now, this one I agreed with you on.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was before I had to crunch all the numbers.
Yeah, even before numbers. This is the one guy, if you were at the game or you were watching tonight online with the stream, this is the guy that he had, what'd you say, 7 catches?
7 catches, 36 yards, but the last one was an amazing 8-yarder.
The most amazing catch I've seen, certainly this year.
At very important time.
Yeah, as he got crunched by a couple guys, still held on to it, got a first down, had 3 interceptions, 2 of which counted.
Right.
And we didn't count his tackles defensively, but he had to have double-digit tackles tonight too. Bo Stottsberry is our player of the game, sponsored by Plus One Pizza in Cambridge, Byesville, or Caldwell. Signature pizzas, Italian dinners. Visit them online at plusonepizza.com. And congratulations, Bo. A heck of a job tonight. And unfortunately, in a losing cause, the Bobcats don't have any time to think about this one. They got to wrap things up and try to right the ship, right?
Yeah, right the ship. They have to get back on track, figure out what's working and what's not. And then, they have another Buckeye 8 foe next week here at the friendly confines against Martins Ferry. Martins Ferry is an improved team from last year. Cats got them 23-0, I think, last year at their place. But they've won a couple games this year, and they're feeling a little bit better about their brand-new coach. So Cats got to get back on track. And here's the thing. There's not too many pushovers left on this schedule. Cats have Union Local after that. Guess what? Union Local's 5-0, and they're beating people up pretty bad this year with their running game. And then the Cats are Warren, Marietta, and St. Clairsville. So, the Cats typically play a pretty good schedule anyway, and they're going to have their hands full the rest of the way for sure.
Martins Ferry losing tonight to Weir 35-20. So both teams coming off of a loss this week will need to get things going. And, be a similar situation for both of them.
Yeah,
for sure. You're thinking about postseason at this point, you got some work to do just to try to get to that point.
Yeah, it said in the pregame, Cambridge is number 9 coming into today in the computer rankings, losing another game. Certainly they're going to fall. Will they fall past 16? Probably not, but they need to get some help from some of those 3 wins that they have so far. But try to get back on track next week, and I'm pretty confident the Cats will be able to take care of that.
Well, thank Cooper and Andrew here again at the stadium tonight, getting things done. And each week we learn a little bit more and get a little bit better and trying to do some different things. I think we may have a couple technical difficulties at the beginning tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. You can always watch the video and not listen to us. Sometimes people probably prefer it that way.
I'm sure. Just turn it down.
Final score tonight, Cats fall to the Big Red 25-14. For the entire ABC team, John Valentine, I'm Bill Kafury. Till next week, folks, we'll have that one for you. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Good night, everyone.
Thank you for watching High School Football. Today's game is brought to you by Doan Ford, patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, WB Green, West 40 Auto Sales, Southeastern Med, Abels, Valentine Insurance, AMG Vanadium, Wayne Garage Door, Papa John's Pizza, Galaxy Pizza, 209 Tire, and Guernsey County Children's Services.